Yeah, all right, bro. My entire political world just got flipped.
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. I
got bad news for everybody today.
Oh.
I'm in a great mood.
Well, let's see if we can take that down.
When I'm in a great mood, it's bad news for everybody. When I'm in a bad mood, I'm quiet and I just kind of like
when you're
go about
in a good mood, you don't shut
mood.
the fuck
When I'm in a good mood,
this could be a 4-hour episode. Jackie, set your alarms. Well, I mean, I don't think this will tear you down. It should. It would tear down a normal human, but it won't tear you down. But you're just about the dumbest motherfucker I've ever met in my life.
Why? Oh.
Oreo 55 strikes
Okay.
again.
First of all,
I feel like for the most part,
I think I can explain myself well here. But go.
Oh. I mean, you're going to say that you thought it was defensive back, which is not, like, totally retarded, but it's pretty fucking stupid in the grand scheme of things.
Well, here's the deal. First of all, if you look at the time on that, it was 12 minutes. That's pretty good for the fucking New York Times crossword puzzle.
Oreo 55 is John's crossword puzzle alias.
13 minutes. 12:47.
And he has been trying to become a crossword puzzle guy because of the Daily Mini. And the
This isn't the mini. This is a crossword. 12 minutes on a full crossword. Not so bad.
That's the full?
Yeah.
No, that's small. That's the full?
It's I like at night I'll go back and do like archives. So it's a Monday full. So that's towards the easier scale.
I thought they were like
fulls.
bigger.
That's I think they get bigger. It's like Sunday's a little tighter, but like Mondays is an easier one. Okay. But that's a full.
Well, Oreo 55 is John. He's known for doing like 5-minute minis when other people do it in like 5 seconds. and he had, I guess he had one word left with only one letter missing. And it was Arizona athlete for short. And he had DBA blank and K.
Now, to be clear, when I tweeted this, I knew it was D-back. I knew it was grosser across.
But you know it because of the other word.
Yes.
So, like, the C, the missing C, he knew because the across word, the puzzle, the clue
purveyor.
Was food purveyor is a grocer. So he never figured out that Arizona athlete for short.
I was not going to figure it out.
Is D-back.
I was not.
Not only did he not figure it out, he decided enough people in the world and involved in the crossword community, enough people will be just as confused as I am to tweet this out incredulously and to pose to the general public, what could I possibly be missing here? When I don't... Well, yes.
And mind you, I didn't shoot from the hip. I stared at the
thought about this
before hitting send. I was like, how is this going to make me look dumb?
I
went through
so
everything possible.
And people like, say you work for a sports...
suck my
but,
cunt.
Okay, listen. I was going to say, we are not by any means sports experts. You know, just watch our dozen challenges our dozen matches where it's like we answer all of the like girl questions and we call all of the men on the sports questions. However,
bro, pretending to be a sports guy, I stopped doing that 5 years ago.
Facts, understood, with you there.
I like sports. Pretending to be the all-time sports guy, I stopped doing that.
Pretending that knowing D-backs is a sports guy level thing is fucking insane.
Okay, so now let me explain myself a little bit. Because sometimes your brain gets in something where, like, it's just...
That is true.
Actually,
when I do the dozen, I have a problem with that, where it's like an answer pops in my head and I can't stop thinking about that.
So the first word I got in this kind of area was I'd across. Therefore, my first letter in...
D-backs was D.
Was D. But Arizona athlete for short, my brain first went Sun Devils. So I was thinking college.
This guy is so not a sports guy. He doesn't know Diamondbacks, but he knows that the fucking ASU mascot is the Devil, the Sun Devils.
So I was thinking,
if you know that the Arizona State mascot is the Sun Devils, then you know the Arizona Diamondbacks.
I obviously know them.
I swear to God, the fucking Venn diagram of those two things are completely one circle.
So I was just thinking college sports, because I was in college sports. I was in football mode. So then I went to D-back, and I was like, I just can't think of anything else. And not for nothing, you guys are National League guys, so I guess you think about it a little more. No one gives a fuck. The Arizona Diamondbacks are known for one thing and one thing only: not giving New Yorkers any joy in 2001. That's it, dude. Like no one, like the Arizona Diamondbacks have that, and Randy Johnson hit a seagull with a fastball. What the fuck else have the Arizona Diamondbacks done that I should know their name?
Dude, the D-backs. This guy was sitting here thinking Sun Devils and defensive backs.
I think I would have gotten that.
Yeah, that's how bad that is. But again, it's not even about not getting it. It's the tweet. Like people, did you expect an answer, or did you expect people being like, yeah, what the fuck is that?
It's funny when I tweet questions, I'm not even going to look at the mentions.
Yeah, you're not even looking at answers. Yeah.
I'm not going to look. I don't fucking care. I'm just like, it's just like I'm laying in bed. I got no one else to talk to. So I have to say something.
I scrolled your replies. I'm back on Twitter, by the way. I scrolled your replies to see if I missed something about the tweet. I was like, oh, this is like, I don't know, from a show or like this is a meme, a reference, and people just being like, this can't be real. This can't be real, right?
Like, bro, I mean, I'm not going to defend it. Once I saw Diamondbacks, I was like, oh, yeah, you idiot. But, like, the way your brain works when you're doing that kind of stuff, like, I was stuck in this circle.
Well, it's the way your brain works when you're a dumb person. That's it. The smart people's brains can change and pivot.
I even got to once I got in college mode, I couldn't get out of football because then I got DB and I was like, all right, it's a D-back, and I was thinking, I was like, how is that like Arizona
spell it different?
Like, Cardinals, Coyotes, like what the fuck is a D-back?
Did you ever say Diamondback in your head?
Never, not until I like saw it.
That's crazy. You ran through the Sun Devils and defensive backs, but one of the major sports.
I couldn't think of their football team's name. I was like, what's the football team? It's not a snake. I was like, yotes. I couldn't get it. I have no defense.
I will tell you why there's somewhat of a defense. Like there is. I just did this with the Mets podcast. We did the Mets suck, so we do the Immaculate Grid every episode just to kill time because there's nothing to fucking talk about. And I was just like, these things are no longer in my brain.
Yeah.
Name a person who played for the Rangers and the Nationals. I have no fucking clue.
No, I see people tweet, obviously, the Immaculate Grid a lot. I have.
Name somebody who plays for the Dodgers and the Nationals. Like a very obvious, like recent answer, Trey Turner. Not even close to being in my brain. Not even close to being in my brain. And I think part of the tale of Barstool is the timing of it all. When you start blogging and doing this shit when you're like in your 20s, you know all this.
Yeah.
You either gamble or play fantasy sports or just watch and consume every sport. You know the names, you know the prospects, you watch the drafts, you just know it all. And then you get older and you're just like, stuff just falls out of your brain. New stuff comes in, new responsibilities, new worries. You get depressed, you have anxiety, and you forget about who played for the fucking Texas Rangers for 50 years.
I used to do it with like my friend's dad in high school. Where like we would just list batting averages.
Yes,
and shit
yeah.
like that. Like, I just don't.
It's just gone.
That's not what I do anymore.
And the worst thing is, like gun to my head, that doesn't change anything. Like if there was a dozen question I remember that was just like these two National League teams, blah 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 blah, and I was like, fuck, okay, how can I go about this? And I was like, all right, I know who's in the East, I know who's in the Central, I know who's in the West. I know who's in each division. Let me go through, and I had like a logical way to find the answer. If the question is just like something to do with players on the Texas Rangers, my brain just like sees their logo and that's it. You know, like it just I can't even begin to start to check in the files in my brain to find players. It's just like nothing. You don't know. That's really what my brain's saying. You don't know this. You don't know this. You're not gonna get this. Just say you don't know. Just check out. Just give up. You know. It's just like my brain won't even try to think of the answer. Yeah, so just tap out, bitch. You're fucking dumb. But Oreo 55, not knowing D-backs.
Honestly, aside from that, which I got it, and I.
But you didn't. You got grosser.
The 12.
You didn't get it. You got.
That's
grosser.
That's how crosswords work.
No.
I finished the crossword.
You finished the crossword puzzle. You did not get that answer.
Let's call it 12:50. I finished it. That's a good time for a full crossword.
I don't know. Maybe true. Maybe not. I'm not. Oreo 56. I don't know. Clemmer's tweet though.
Yeah.
I'm sending this to the crossword crew. The crossword crew is very funny. Okay, actually, we're going to do something new real quick. We're going to start something called the Barstool Weekend Twitter Roundup. Flows right off the tongue.
Yeah.
Because every week now there's just enough people and enough stuff that happens from like Friday through Monday that's either important or, controversial or just flat out stupid, and you want to gossip about it and make fun of the dumb people you work with. So we are going to do a little roundup for all of the things that happen on Twitter in the Barstool world that weekend. And we have to begin with the Fasoli text. This text was not sent, correct? Because if you look at the bottom text, it's kind of like, that's what I want to say, right? Which almost makes it worse in my mind.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
If you
I actually
open up
checked
Fasoli's answer and look at the bottom, that's what I want to say. Dad, she's all over LinkedIn. I think he sent this to his dad and said, like, should I send this? Which makes it maybe even worse to me. Right? I think that's what I want to say is the next text, right? And then, Dad, she's all over LinkedIn.
I don't know Fasoli well enough.
This is all I know about Fasoli. That's it.
And I know he has a Viva tattoo.
Yes.
He's like,
don't say it.
He's all there.
He said it.
Right? Because, like, I'll be honest, when I read this tweet, I almost didn't read the second screenshot of this. Because I read the first one, and I was like, that's kind of lame. Like, I didn't think it was a good prank. I thought, like,
it's too over the top.
I thought you gave it away. I thought you fucking gave it away in the opening thing.
So go back in case people are listening. I suggest you go over to the YouTube and subscribe and watch it. But so somebody pranked Fasoli, who is a cameraman here, stool scenes and everything else. Can you go back to the other? Yep. And he is a true diehard stoolie who then ended up getting a job here. He has a Viva tattoo on his thigh, very prominent. Works hard, loves the company, loves everybody here, but smiles real funny with his eyes closed, and is always just kind of like getting bullied. We're just bullying him. And somebody was it Donnie or just someone else like Donnie?
I think Donnie had his friend do it.
Okay, so Donnie's friend. That's a little weird too to be like, buddy, I need you for a minute. We're gonna fuck with this cameraman I work with. So they texted him and said, "Hey Nick, that's Nick Fasoli. This is blah 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 with the Cape Cod's Times. We're doing a piece on the downfall of hometown heroes."
Spelled wrong.
Already off the bat is like what
Yeah.
We wanted to see if we could interview you for the article. Right away. In his brain, he's got to be going, I'm a hero, and I had a downfall. The downfall is the craziest part.
Yeah, right.
In some backwards world, maybe you're from the smallest town in the world, and maybe this is like something heroic, but you. By the way,
born Mass. I mean, it's a small.
Cape Cod.
It's a Cape Cod town, but
like there's probably it's one billionaires who live in Cape Cod.
I wouldn't think of. I'm getting ahead of myself here because then Fasoli has like a thing, and maybe he knows Bourne better than I do.
But more important than that is like going through your brain, being like, "What was my downfall?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking head back to the Taylor Swift's on the Cape all the time. The Kennedys. There's some other people from the Cape. Go back to the text. So we were thinking of starting with your thriving career at a valet at the famed Lobster Trap. And run through the events that led to you being a failed drone pilot. I don't even quite know what that means. I'm sure he's trying to do some drone filming. Did he crash one day?
Drone king.
Right, but did something ever go wrong? Or like, okay, so this is just like, we're just fucking around. If you're still local, we can meet at the Lobster Trap to get some shots of you out front. Please let us know your availability. Thanks, blah, blah, blah.
Now, like, that's an F- prank.
Yeah, like
that's too, if you have a functioning brain, that's so obviously not real.
Yeah,
like it's.
I would post that on Twitter and say, like, look at this, somebody's trying to prank me.
Right, if I was Donnie, I'd be mad at my friend. Like, how do you fuck this up so bad?
Yeah, that's he laid it on way too thick. Hometown heroes.
Spelled wrong.
Thriving.
Cape Cod's Times, not what it's called.
Right.
Like,
but also just, like, thriving career at the famed lobster trap is
over the
so
top.
over the top. And then failed drone pilot, like, again, you know, if it was
Over the
Hank or
top.
something and he sliced his finger off, if there was a reason, I don't know, but it all just sounds so over the top. And then we get this screenshot, this other text. Now, I guess this is what I can't figure out. I don't think it was sent because, so if you look at the top, it says ignore.
Oh, yeah.
And I think...
Wait, that means
I think Fistoli sent it to his dad, and his dad said, "Son, I think you should ignore this."
Yeah.
And he ran his what he wanted to say by his father, and this was Fistoli's response. I don't know who you are, but this is an incredibly rude text to send to someone. I worked at the lobster trap for 6 years as a valet and made it out of Bourne, Massachusetts to go live in New York City, and I currently work at the biggest media company in the United States.
Not true.
I didn't pick up the line until right now.
I must have glossed over
Not
that until
even
right now.
fucking close
Not
to true.
even remotely close. There are literal empires light years ahead of us.
Oh, does Fasoli work at Disney?
I was going to say, Disney, ESPN, ABC, ever heard of them, man? I am no, quote, failed drone pilot. My work is displayed throughout hundreds of videos on a major network that has more followers than the Cape Cod Times does. You sent me this message, and I was droning in Alaska while you're sitting there cold calling and making outlandish takes. I don't know where you're getting your information from, but you can take my name off any list you have for this so-called, quote-unquote, peace. Because I have made more of my life than anyone my age ever did from that town.
What the fuck is wrong with this kid?
In Fasoli's defense, he's like spoken publicly about his head injuries playing football.
Bro, you could have told me that before I said anything.
He said, John said, is he all there? Nobody spoke up and said the guy is brain damaged. I could have used that too.
Bro, we were locking eyes. Where was looking eye being like,
Dude. Well, that changes
From public,
things.
spoken publicly. Where? What forum was he on? Is he giving fucking presentations at concussion protocol? What are you talking about?
Also-
spoken publicly.
He's never told me, but like the fact that I know about
Yeah. That means if he just randomly knows it without having had a conversation, it must.
Told me, so I don't know.
You never know with him. Also, I would go as far to say, unless you like had like a career, you had to stop playing high school football, career-ending injury from like a hit. Anybody who played football, like
We give this kid planes?
this guy's he's in federal airspace. This guy controls fucking airborne vehicles.
Yeah, I couldn't play fucking Cape Cod football anymore. But load me up a plane, I got it.
Part of me thinks it's even funnier that he's running it by his dad and being like, "Dad, she's all over LinkedIn." What does that say, right? Oh, I messed. Okay. Yeah. So like he runs it by his dad, being like, "What should I say? Like, here's what I want to say." Anytime I do this, I fucking send whatever you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, here's what I want to send, John. If I typed that all out and you said no, I wouldn't do that, I'd say, well, never mind. I shouldn't have asked you.
Right.
Now, the fact that it's a picture of, he must have never sent it.
Yeah.
Because you would have the screenshot of the text. But,
I mean, he sent it to his dad at least. But
yeah. The fact that this ever just came through his brain is just so funny.
It's insane.
It's insane.
And again, like the way, maybe I don't know Bourne, Mass. Like, I mean, I know Bourne. I used to play hockey there a little bit. I don't know the city or the town incredibly well, but I never had the idea of Bourne. I drive through it when I go to the Falmouth to get the ferry to the Vineyard. I never had the idea that it was like this bad town where it's like I made it out, like it's
Right,
the Bronx.
I made it out the hood, Yeah. Like to me,
they actually, I'll say this about Bourne Mass, Gallo Ice Rink, which is the arena there, right by the bridge. They used to have clear benches in hockey, so like just the boards on the bench were clear. I don't understand the reasoning behind it, but it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Shout out to Kevin Euclid.
Ukes from Bourne?
No, he played on the Bourne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Sammy Adams.
Sammy
Matty
from
Trump.
Bourne. Okay, so
Lazy boy.
Huh?
Sammy
Mike Stud?
Mike Stud's from Bourne?
Listen.
All right, Fazoli. You're barely getting bronze so far.
2 of the greatest rappers of all time came out of Bourne,
else you got?
Massachusetts, bro. Bobby Orr.
Bobby Orr? No, Bobby's from Montreal.
Well, it says Bobby Orr.
He might have lived there, but
Notable
Bobby Orr's
people.
Canadian.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, must have just been. Yeah, you can't just live there. You got to be like from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I see.
I'll tell you what. After that, pretty slim pickings. After
well,
Sammy Adams,
is
Mike
Shaughnessy
Stud.
from Bourne?
Oh yeah. No, these are just.
They must have just lived there for a little bit, I guess.
Ooh, that Wikipedia's hurting then. All right, Fazoli, maybe you are one.
Let's see if Sammy Adams is actually from there. No, Cambridge. I don't know.
So wait, go back to that list. What was? Are you sure you were at Bourne, Massachusetts?
Yeah, it says notable people. Born
Weird.
Massachusetts.
Very weird.
This is why you can't trust Wikipedia. There's a whole list of people saying you're born there and you're just not from there. All right, so I
right,
don't know.
Fazoli, maybe
Nick,
you made it-
Nick Fastoli is the most famous person ever born in Massachusetts. I just there's so many stop points, like the word hero, downfall. Why would anyone ever be texting? Like even if you were like one of those, I don't think they just say like, hey man, we're writing a fucking piece about people's lives that fell apart. You want to be in on it?
Yeah.
You know?
That's not how those things work.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do a glowing article on you. That's how they fucking ask
Right.
you to.
And then it's like,
Hey, you
and
fat
maybe-
piece of shit! Look at it. You want to be in the paper?
So, I mean, I'm trying to think of if you got a text that was like, hey John, I'm from like the Fall River Times. We're doing an article.
Herald News.
From the Fall River Herald News. I'm doing an article on people who like have made it in the media world from our town. You would do it, right?
I've done it.
Yeah, right.
I've
like
done
I'm trying.
it,
Like
yeah.
I've done things like this
Yeah.
before. So where would what would it have to be? Obviously, this is a red flag. But like if they,
I've done it with the guy who like. It was like when I was a kid, I would read his like sports articles. I think
that's
funny.
Cool. Yeah,
And
yeah,
like
yeah.
I
Now
like
that's probably like a moment you almost feel like you made it on that moment.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the first time I got to like not just call into WFAN, but I was like on the show and they gave me like the thing on the screen. I was like, this is it, man. I made it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's all you need. That Viva tattoo is so thick and dark. That Viva tattoo fucked Lena the plug. It's so thick and dark. That thing is doozy, man. If it said like we want to cover your like rise to fame and like your subsequent like embarrassment, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I'd just be like, what? At the very least, I'd be like, no, or just like ignore it. But it's very funny to get all riled up. The least of which being like, I don't know, what if they like publish this? If you really thought it was real, you know what I mean? Now you're just like giving this writer ammo. I don't know what the whole thing. Like none of it makes sense. The response to get duped by this is just absolutely.
It's crazy. I would
Amazing.
if my friend showed me that, I'd be like, you fucking idiot, you fucked a duck. Like he's not gonna believe this. I didn't know he had high school football injuries. You got lucky, all right? You got lucky.
Let's
I
see.
can't tell if this is a
TJ
roast. This is
TJ
TJ's
Hickman's
dad.
What is this?
Funny to see KFC and Fights making fun of the office makeover after their self-directed and self-admitted disaster of a studio makeover. Well said in the second half by Fights. Same is true in their studio. You guys make great content in that dated wood panel disaster. Did TJ's dad like make the new office? Are we like trashing on TJ's dad's work?
I have no clue. I didn't read this as a roast or a compliment, but somebody came up to me and said, "Did you see Tim Hitching or TJ's dad roasting you guys?" And I don't know.
I feel like that's kind of a roast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
I guess what TJ's dad, the same people who designed the office, designed the studio.
It's not some it's not some crazy coincidence.
Yeah, we didn't design this.
I would say
We designed. We had.
we came up with
We
the
had-
idea.
we
We didn't execute. Yeah, I mean, both of them suck, and both of them, like, you can make good content in a shitty room.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it not a shitty room.
Right.
You can make better content in a better room, probably. You could have a,
I honestly don't even know if I agree with that. That's why I think I said last time, with the part that Mr. Hitchings liked, is you just, like, I don't know, like, do what you do in it is what makes it cool. It's if you try too hard, it fucking doesn't look lame. If you just do what we did, it looks lame. It is.
I will say with the new office, no denying that whether the couches are ugly, they don't like make sense, the outlets, all that shit, the amount of like banter and talking and interaction and stool scenes, like I think it's up like 1,000,000,000%.
Really?
Like the stool scenes guys are like, I have so much more to work with now.
That's good.
And I don't even. But it's funny. It's not because I don't.
Oh wait, sorry. Well, let's go. We're still on. Never mind. Because I have one tweet.
I don't think it's about. It's not about how the office looks. I don't think it would be better if we like nailed it. I don't think it's any worse because we didn't. I think it's just that like there is like something. I don't know. Like something just changed in my head where there was just a date on the calendar where I was like, I'm not gonna go out there more.
Yeah.
And maybe at the time it was because I never went out there and I was like, boy, I would hang out here if I had a couch to sit on. But it was just like, I don't know, there's all these desks and everyone's working and I'm just not.
Yeah, I'll say that. Like,
we just like agreed upon that it's more of a social thing now.
Yeah.
Now I go out there. If we had made that same agreement somehow without redesigning it, I probably would just be out there more often anyway.
Yeah.
So it's more about just like the mindset and doing it. That's also why, like, when we were trying to design it, we had different, schools of thoughts about what you should put in there. And people were like, we don't even use the bar. We're not going to use these things. You have to do it. Mm-hmm. So whether it's a nice couch or an ugly couch, you have to go out there and talk to people and poke the bear and fuck with people and play pranks. And that's how you get the content, whether it's cool or not, So, I mean, those guys, I think, are loving it. I heard Liam was like,
that's
God,
good.
But again, I don't think it's necessarily because of TJ's dad designing it. So we had the Fasoli tweet.
It was a big weekend. There's also, this isn't the one that's my favorite of the weekend, but the Jersey Jerry just getting a ride home from Pittsburgh.
What?
You didn't see that?
No.
I think it was Thursday night. Friday night.
I returned to Twitter like yesterday, so I don't quite know everything.
Dude, Jersey Jerry.
That's just a random dude.
Jersey Jerry and Nick Tarani played in some celebrity softball game in Pittsburgh.
Tarani did?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, pull up Tarani's running that fucking. I texted him. I was like, "Why do you run like that?" He runs like an anime character. It's unbelievable.
Does he do?
But not so much so that it's like he's
looks
playing
cool,
a joke.
or like he's doing a thing.
It's like that's just what Nick runs like. Which isn't shocking. I
was gonna say, did you think that Nick was gonna be like a gazelle out there?
No, I think Nick's more athletic than
you think
people would think he is because he's like kind of. This is looking worse and worse for Nick, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
Nick. I remember Nick being like, "Why the fuck does everyone think I'm not athletic at all?" When he was doing Barstool vs. America and winning stuff.
Got it.
But
again, in his defense, he does not exactly put out the
I don't think I don't think he tries to get people to think he's athletic, but I think he's more athletic than you think. However, this video does not.
Did he not
bode well for him? I think I would check the yak. Maybe it might be there too. Whatever. The point is that fucking Jersey Jerry's flight got canceled.
Mm-hmm. Which is because the aliens are here. By the way, every flight's still getting canceled for like a month and a half now. Is this Nick?
Yeah.
It's not a bad swing.
Oh my god, dude!
He has the.
Yeah.
He has that.
It looks like he's trying to walk and chew gum at the same time. Like he read a book on how to run right before it.
Yeah. It's a good hit though.
Yeah. No, it's not a bad video. It's fine. It's a goofy run. I don't even know if it's goofy. It's an unorthodox run.
Like a video game.
Yeah.
A video game ninja.
That one where you hit like PQ or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What is it? Quap. Like it's just like blah blah blah. Like moving everything individually.
Yeah, it is a little locomotive-esque.
Yeah. But Jerry. Maybe it was Saturday night. Whatever fucking night it was. Jerry had his flights canceled, and then got a ride home from some guy in Pittsburgh. Drove him. It's an 11-hour round trip. It's a lot longer than I thought it was. It's like 6 hours each way or something like that.
Wait, he got a ride to and back?
No. So the guy, they're in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
The guy drove him to Pittsburgh to Jersey and then drove back to get to work in the morning.
Oh, yeah, because he had to return.
And
he was not going. He didn't hitch a ride with someone going to Jersey.
No, the guy dropped him off at Jersey, turned around, drove back to Pittsburgh.
Bro,
it is.
Come on.
And Jerry made a video where he was like, "This guy's nuts," and like he's like, I guess the guy at the cookout worked all day, and Jerry said he sweat so much he had to change clothes 3 times, grilled for the whole cookout all day, and then drove Jerry home, and then drove back to get back to work the next morning. I'd be like, dude, no.
I would.
I don't know what Jerry had to come home for, but I'd be like, well, no. That's crazy.
There is so many reasons I would say no. The top 2 being, 1, I would feel uncomfortable making someone do that.
No, 2, number 1 is I don't want to, because I feel the need to entertain you for 6 hours.
I have 3. Number 1 being I just don't want to be around you.
Yeah.
And then like tied for second being I wouldn't want to put anybody out like that and feel like I owe them, whatever.
And actually, that's probably 1. 2 is then I'd feel in debt to you, like the whole ride. Like, I can't sleep. Like I talk to you, like.
And then, my second, third, whatever, maybe potentially first. Anybody who will do this will just like fucking drive you off a bridge. They're a crazy person. They're a fucking crazy person. That is insane.
See that one? That doesn't. I would be fine in the car with a person.
Wait,
crazy
one
person.
more thing. This guy. So Jerry had to go to a cookout. That's why he was in Pittsburgh.
No, he did I guess there was a cookout before the celebrity game.
Okay, this guy. Was he involved in the same things as Jerry, or was he just a fan in town?
I got that vibe from the video. I got the vibe from Jerry's video. I have no idea. I didn't do all that much research. I got the vibe from Jerry's video that this guy was doing, kind of providing the food for the celebrity game.
Okay. So he's at least like, it's not
I
could
absolutely be wrong.
I live in Pittsburgh. I saw your tweets. Like, let's go.
Yes.
He's at least like somewhat.
It seemed like they had some kind of
there.
interactions before.
That
wasn't like
that doesn't really make it any better. But at least it's better than like. I'm just like from Pittsburgh and like I'll do anything because you're in town. I cannot believe this. Jerry's in that weird spot where he's like a folk hero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like such a funny guy and he plays with like the big dogs and he's he'll like shit his pants, but I don't know, it's just like wacky Jerry shit. That people just like want to be a part of that, but that's crazy.
There's a 0% chance.
You know what's funny?
0% chance I take this right. And I honestly am not. It's not because of fear of physical stuff. It's fear of the conversations I have to have in that car.
I have a better chance of giving this ride than I do receiving it. Right?
By a billion.
Right. Like I could get
%.
because I'm a pussy. And like a pushover, I want to please people pleaser. I could see myself getting talked into, like, oh, all right, I'll drive you there. Back.
Just ask.
Yeah, just ask me. Right.
If I'm sober, just ask.
Right.
I'll drive you wherever the fuck you want to go.
But I'm not. Nah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Well, you think that guy like halfway through his return trip was like, why the fuck did I do this,
bro?
Or do you think the whole time he was like,
and then he had to go to work. He came home, left work to drive. I think it's like 11 hours round trip, something like that.
Any like follow up?
He was like live tweeting it. I don't know about live tweeting it, but
the guy.
Yeah, Jerry tagged him. I forget his name. He gave it with a T, I think.
I'm trying to think through this. I think that there's actually like Jerry has. I'm home. Appreciate my new followers. How many did you get? How many fucking people? How many people are following this fucking? He drove Jerry home. This is a little bit old school Barstool, although I don't think anyone has a story like this. I say old school in the sense that like there was a time where like people would drop everything for someone at Barstool.
Yeah,
I still get it to an extent. I'm very grateful for like. Last year at Keegan's birthday party, some guy was like, I own a table company. I'll give you tables.
Right.
And, like, I needed to fix an air conditioner. This guy, Ryan, who owns Westco Air Conditioning, was like, I got you, Things like that where they just, like, show up.
Speaking of that, no update on the Kai trucks. I have not checked my mentions at all.
Oh, well.
So, I don't know. Maybe people are helping.
You probably have, like, a Kai truck company who wants to give you a fucking
truck. If
truck.
Nick Hamilton, I think Nick monitors our mentions. I think he would have sent it to me if he did.
So
yeah, I'm gonna keep requesting it with no ability to access me. It to me.
This is
tweet me. Nick will see it.
Let's see. No handout, boss. Jerry paid me for my time, but I didn't do it because he's Jersey Jerry. Jerry's one of the nicest guys out there. At our Miami tailgate, he asked me every 15 minutes if I needed help. Stand-up guy.
That's
all well
true.
and good, yeah.
If Jerry was the nicest guy ever, and I very much like Jerry, he just said, absolutely fucking not. I'm not taking this ride.
Yeah. I
want to give the caveat. Maybe Jerry had something to get home for that he had to be.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Super important.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah, if this is some Home Alone shit, and he's Gus Polinski and he's driving the mom home. Okay, whatever. But this just seems like, I don't know, wait another hour for a new flight, or take a car, rent a car, take a train. There's a lot of ways to get to Pittsburgh.
I've had some flights canceled recently. It's pretty simple. You just hang out in the airport till your rich friend gets a private jet.
Bro, I don't know if I said it. My buddy.
Who doesn't do that? It's so easy.
My buddy coming home from Canada walked across the border.
Really?
Did I say that? I don't know if I said it on the podcast. I don't know how he did it, but we all got out. 2 of my friends didn't. One had to hitch a ride across the border, and one just sent a video of him fucking walking along the side of the road.
What's the process like? I've only seen the borders crossed on foot through movies.
In Sicario.
Via Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sicario
is exactly what I was picturing.
Yeah. I don't know what happened, but he was just I'm walking across the border. Holy shit. I think that Jersey Jerry has a better chance of getting a ride like he did than real celebrities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you wouldn't ask.
You wouldn't ask. They people wouldn't think. Also, people would be like, "Fuck you! You can go get a private jet or whatever."
Yeah.
Jerry's in the sweet spot of beloved, big enough that he's known and people kind of feel cool about it, but small enough that people will still be like, "I'll help that guy." There's a better chance. If Leonardo DiCaprio was I need a ride somewhere, he probably doesn't get a ride from Pittsburgh.
Right.
Jersey Jerry would though. What a fucking wacky world, man. That is. Imagine Jerry shit his pants in your car or something wild. He's not exactly known to be the best traveler, world traveler out there. The Barstool Sportsbook, it's the best place to place your bets and make money. Might I recommend right now, just bet against Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer pretty much all the time. If you just stay the course with that, you'll probably be fine. A gem here and there. Scherzer just went 7 scoreless. Other than that, you're pretty much guaranteed they'll give up 4 or 5 runs, maybe 6 every single time.
Can't get to the 6th.
It is amazing how much it backfired for the Mets.
I'd bet on the Diamondbacks if I were you.
And the D-backs on the play, baby. Whether it's baseball, whether it's nothing else. That's it right now. That's it right now. Messi in the MLS.
Yeah.
You got football right around the corner, college and pro, and the NBA and NHL. All the major sporting events. Barstool has the best parlays and boosted odds, good early payouts, all that stuff at the Barstool Sportsbook. You can download it right now for free. As you can see here, we got plenty to pick from the MLB today. We've got all your regular sort of bets, and then also you can just click at the top there, the Barstool bets. You got the hit parade. You got bombs away. You click over here. You see all the boosted odds. So it's as simple as clicking through all your regular stuff, plus the exclusive boosts from MLB, ATP, WTA, NASCAR, the Open, WNBA, all across the top. Here are your bets there. It says easy as pie. So download the app, place your bets, make that money. Terms apply. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. You were hot and bothered on Twitter this weekend in general. You were fired up about that one reply to me about Covenant.
Oh God,
that one!
That one
sent you into a spiral.
Kevin sent it to me about the Covenant, and I accidentally opened it, and I just saw the top reply or the first reply or whatever.
Well, I talked about the budget. I said the budget was $55 million. The movie only made $20 million. I was saying it's a good movie. I think it's one of the biggest economic flops ever.
And
the person's reply was...
This has happened to me occasionally where I'll accidentally just my thumb will hit a tweet and it'll open and I'll see a reply.
That one.
Since I've given up replies. And this was one of the first replies because I saw it the second Kevin tweeted it, so this was one of the first replies. Can you open it so I can read it?
So much of those budgets are salaries and marketing. Imagine if it was just no-name actors doing a good job. would be profitable.
Oh, yeah, you fucking moron. Imagine if movies just didn't have movie stars. They'd be so good and make so much money. You goddamn... Every time this happens where I accidentally open a tweet and see... I get...
You goddamn idiot.
I'm so mad.
You goddamn idiot.
And it's almost like a nice look in the mirror, like what I was like when I was reading these things.
Yeah,
where I'm
totally.
like, oh, like it so clearly changes my mood.
Yes.
When I'm just spending my day
Instantly,
like doing this all the time.
Doom scrolling is the realest shit in the world.
I was furious. Imagine if they just had no-name actors doing movies would make money. Oh, yeah, they'd make fucking boatloads.
You know what that is?
Movie stars. One of the oldest professions in the world.
That is like sports radio callers right there.
Yeah.
Why don't they just call up the kid and he'll hit 50 home runs? Like, no, the good players need the good players to play good, and they need money.
You know, the best
fucking
teams,
assholes.
The best teams in history had no all-stars. This is the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah, that's the Barstool. That's like what they want me want us to do at Barstool here. They're like, just go find like no-name cheap talent that's gonna, find me the next Alex Cooper. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me just go do that.
Got it. On it right now.
Let me just go fucking make another $1 billion franchise from a nobody. That'll be real fucking easy. You assholes. This guy. Okay, and my last thing, I don't know if this is really Barstool Twitter roundup, but more just the Barstool roundup. Monkey Boy is going to win Oscars. Yeah. Monkey Boy is an all-time.
I think I'm gone that day. I'm so upset. I would absolutely go to that game.
Monkey Boy.
July 28th.
In where is it?
Nashua, New Hampshire.
Monkey Boy is the story of a local minor league baseball team who had a mascot called Monkey Boy, and this fan ran out on the field to fuck with him and tackled him, and he like hit his head and got injured and never. I don't think he necessarily even got injured. I think he was just like, I'm not doing this ever again. Like, you assholes are like attacking me. Like, fuck you. I don't know. Whatever the reason is, Monkey Boy retired, and it like crushed this local town in New Hampshire. So Nick and the gang went up there, and they're making a documentary with Michelangelo about Monkey Boy coming out for one more game, and the city's like buzzing, and it is. I mean, it looks like one of the. It has potential to be like they're reenacting it and everything. It has potential to be that one clip of when there's like a skeptical. Like local is like, what are you guys doing filming? And they're like, we're doing a thing on Monkey Boy. Like he might come back, and he was like, oh, that'd be great.
That's fantastic.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Just overwhelmed with emotion. He went from like, what are you guys doing? Oh, that's fantastic. Spectacular. So some good shit going on over on social media. Follow everybody on the Barstool team because we'll do a roundup each and every week.
This week had a lot. We're not going to force anything. This week had a lot.
Yeah, this was a ton.
We have a lot of discipline. We don't need to do it. We're just
who's our interview today? None? All right, let's roll then. We got a lot of topics to touch upon, and then we'll get into our voicemails. It's the biggest entertainment week in history.
Yes.
We have Oppenheimer and Barbie and Out of Order, episode 5.
Episode 5.
Episode 5. The 3 most anticipated pieces of content maybe the world has ever seen.
Did you see this graphic Paz made this morning? It's so sick.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about, and is it the 3 things?
No, not that one.
One's ridiculous.
It's very similar, but
great. Barbie and Oppenheimer. Who made the original like Barbie and Oppenheimer shaking hands thing?
I don't know. That's a good one.
The dramatics it's so absurd. You would think it's the first time in human history that 2 movies have come out at the same time.
Yeah. It's like a regular thing, right? I feel like they used to do this all the time with blockbusters.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I don't know. I'm
almost positive that like at least for like 4th of July and some of the big dates that like
I think they try and make sure they're not on the same day because then you don't own the weekend.
No, I know, but I feel like there have been movies that have gone head to head before.
I think this is another example of like Twitter's not the real world, where it's like I think as much fun as it is on Twitter, I think both movies are not going to have the opening they should have.
Don't get me wrong. I don't know why they would ever do it. And I
believe it's the same studio. Because I know I read that Christopher Nolan was upset.
That Warner Brothers did this to him.
Yeah,
whatever,
I think
right?
they're both Warner Brothers.
And then you got Tom Cruise in the mix, mad about the IMAX thing, which is like, get the fuck out of here.
What was that?
He likes to own the IMAX, all of IMAXs. I think when his Mission Impossible movies drop, the only thing that airs in IMAX for the month is Mission Impossible. So he's mad just that there will be other movies on IMAX screens the same month that his movie's out, which is like, okay, Tom, fucking relax, dude. I feel like let's see. This is an article. Why did Barbie and Oppenheimer choose the same date? The pop culture conversation entirely done. Despite the excitement. Why isn't it just like the sentence? Just say why they did it.
What are they doing right in an article?
Okay, here it is. To understand the reasoning behind this, we have to look at the deal director Christopher Nolan made with Universal when he agreed to partner with them on the film. Leaving his 19-year relationship with Warner Brothers behind, Nolan signed a deal with Universal in 2021. Maybe that's it. 'Cause I think Barbie is, so it's like
okay, I thought they were, because Nolan was mad at them, I thought that meant they were the same studio.
No, it's the opposite. He's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But that's cutting off your nose to spite your face because you're going to have a lesser weekend.
Right.
But
not because of me. I'm seeing both on Thursday.
I like a good old spite.
Yeah.
I actually think... do you think there's a chance that this has caused so much hype they actually both will make more money than if they were solo?
I think that's the general vibe on Twitter. I do not think that's what reality.
I think that makes sense logically, but will not make sense logically, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet the other day talking about how studios are going to start doing this on purpose because this was clearly like an accident, like a marketing accident. There's some like marketing guy like, we did this on purpose, but like studios are going to start doing this and it'll never work again because like Twitter will make that cringy now.
Right.
Yeah, they'll ruin it every time.
This is cool.
This was natural. It happened. There's this underlying thing of spite, I think, that makes it cool. I think there will be more people who go see Oppenheimer than maybe originally would not have because of the hype. But I also think if you just own a weekend, I think there are people who just like, let's go to the movies. Not like, I think there are people who go to see a movie, and there are people who are like, let's just go to the movies, and then they kind of like, let's figure out a movie to go see.
Yeah.
And if Oppenheimer's the only one that week, or Barbie's the only one that week, like you go then. But I feel like I don't think I'm gonna like Barbie, and I ordinarily would not have gone to see it. I'm going to go do like a double feature thing, because it's just like what's going on.
I think I'm doing
so in that
445
regard,
and 850.
I think I'm doing like a 4 and a 740 or something like that. But
I think, Jackie, you sent a text about next Thursday, so write those down that we're both going to see Barbie at 4.
There is, I think there is some truth to that there's this natural marketing, but I don't think sharing, because there's only just so many times in a day. There's so much time in a day. And
I think there was something like 20,000 people have bought double features.
But that's like nothing.
That's right.
20,000 people is nothing in the big scheme of the budgets and the box offices we're talking about. I think it's the perfect storm of wildly different type movies. Wildly different demographics. Like there is, I guess, a world where they both kind of can live. I bet there's a fuck ton of Barbie fans who don't give a shit about the story of Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
But
I guess
maybe
the
vice
plus,
versa. I don't
the
know.
plus with that is it is the perfect like couples where it's like I'll go see Barbie with you, you come see Barbie with me.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like they are opposites, but they complement each other. Both big names, all that shit. But
they don't match;
me,
they go together.
Yes. To me, it's like, why, unless the date means something, unless it's like you need to have a movie drop on this day or you look bad or something like that, I don't know. Like, it has to be on Memorial Day weekend because we need to be like the big movie of the summer.
Yeah.
Other than like that sort of shit, like who fucking cares if Oppenheimer's August 1st or July 15th?
I think it just happened because the studios, I guess, don't talk to each other. So I think it happened very naturally at first, and then they were gonna move it. Then they were like, no, never mind. This is actually kind of working. Let's leave it.
Oh, okay.
I think, as I understand it,
I would picture it would be more like, I'm not gonna move it. Well, I'm not gonna move it.
Yeah,
Fuck you then, because you're basically like conceding. But, like, I don't think Drake even ended up dropping anything. But he said he was dropping an album a couple weeks ago, and then was like, I'm gonna move it for Young Thug. Like, to me, it just feels like I don't know. I would never have any like pride over a random release date.
Right.
Let's say if I had like an album or something coming out about my birthday and it's like on my birthday, you have to do it for some reason on my birthday, then fine. But if it's just random days, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
So I think, I guess time will tell. I just don't think it's possible for like both movies to do like 200 million each or something like that. It's just like there's just not that many people, right? Unless that many more new people go and that many people double up. But I think I'm really gonna hate Barbie. I can't wait. It's been a while since I truly hated something that's really, really beloved by people. That's what I love. That's when I shine. I don't want to hate it. I actually am going in with an open mind, but I can't wait to hate it.
I'm gonna love it. Particularly seeing the Mamma Mia next to it.
I do like Gosling is really playing this very well. He's just a stud. He was doing red carpets with that. Was that chick, the British chick who does those interviews?
Wait, does that already have 21.4 million views? 31.4. What? I haven't seen it. I started to watch it. Can you just hit play on that? Like, does he crush
No, that's
this?
31,000.
1,000.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Ken,
Never mind.
Yeah.
You saw his like Ken-splain quote.
No, was
They
that?
asked him about like what are his thoughts on Barbie, and he's like, "Well, I'm not gonna Ken-splain it to you." Guys."
He's smart. He knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah. Whoever did like the rollout for Barbie is probably gonna get very, very rich because it's been pretty fucking killer.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, I would almost say
Did
the
you
opposite.
see
I think
the-
Oppenheimer's just riding the wave of Barbie. Like I haven't seen like many good things for Oppenheimer.
I agree with that. I think the when they did the Barbie Malibu house, did you see that?
No, I don't think
like
so.
just like this pink house just popped up in Malibu. Like the and a tweet I saw was that it was Oppenheimer has the opportunity to do the funniest thing possible right now.
That is. I think Oppenheimer is gonna fuck.
Because it's so actually this kind of.
By the way, just real quick, whenever I close my eyes and picture Christopher Nolan, it's the snotty, obnoxious guy from Good Will Hunting, the mathematician.
Wait, sorry.
Like the guy who actually became the mathematician that Robin Williams wanted to
yeah.
be. That's Christopher Nolan.
From Good Will Hunting, Stellan Skarsgård?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But particularly in that role, because that guy's been in like every movie ever. That is a real house that they're like, or they like made a little pop up.
I think
That looks like
and I think they did like overnight because it's very visible from the air, and I think everyone's like, "Where the fuck did that pink house come
That's
from?"
sick.
It's an Airbnb. You can rent it.
So smart, dude. I would love to know the budget for that. Talking about The Revenant, and they were like, when I said it has a $55 million budget. People never really know. Does that number include marketing or not include marketing? Is it the salaries? Is it what is it? Blah blah blah. I mean, the Barbie number has got to be astronomical, right?
I would.
Marketing. I don't know about the like. I just feel like. I don't know. Could it all be, like word of mouth? Like there,
$100 million specifically for marketing.
That's fucking nuts. The $145 million budget and 100 of it is marketing. But I
don't know that's at 100 specifically for marketing.
Yeah. So 45 mil to make the movie, 100 mil to
But that
push
can't
it.
be right.
I feel
Because Gosling and Margot Robbie probably cost $40 million.
Probably right. Yeah.
And then you have 10 million.
Well, that's what I mean. Like sometimes maybe the movie might be different than like payroll. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it might be Gosling gets 30, she gets 30. The production of the movie, meaning like the materials and special effects and blah blah blah, that costs 45. You know, and then if you add it all up, it's like 300 or whatever. Because
that stuff is like I saw Rob Delaney retweet someone being like, "I'm a economic lawyer in Hollywood." And I read these things, and I'm like, do they know laws exist?
Rob Delaney is?
No, no. Like Rob Delaney retweeted someone.
Got it.
Being like I this is because they're talking about the strike and stuff like that. It's like talking about I handle like Hollywood budgets, and I'm like, do they?
Yeah.
Understand what laws are?
Right.
It's the money, dude.
It's crazy.
The budgets for movies are so wild. We're like, there is no middle ground. like it's $100 million movie or it's a free movie.
Like an independent.
Like Rob.
Did you see Ed Norton the other day talking about the Wes Anderson movies?
No.
I guess Ed Norton's done like 5 Wes Anderson movies, and he was like, I've made like $4,500 total for all these movies, and he said something like, "This is why I do blah 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 movie so that I can do these movies," which was a shot toward the other. I can't remember the name of it, but he was kind of.
But that's why those movies exist for and that's why those studios do those movies is to make money for like the good movie, like the Oscar. Any movie I'm in for an Oscar.
But like this Wes Anderson shit, like is not gonna make money. I feel like I've heard a lot about it. Like it's not gonna.
I don't know enough. I just know that like I know Brad Pitt's film company, Plan B Studios, his production company, is like. It's called Plan B because it's like when every studio turns them down, they can come to them.
Cool. And
it's they do movies that are, I believe in the article he said, $20 to $100 million budgets. That's the no man's land for movies.
Yeah, right. Because you're not going to win the Oscar for like a indie flick, and you're not the blockbuster. It's just
there's nothing in between.
Apparently not.
Under 20 million or over 100 million.
It's probably like it probably doesn't make sense to do that because it's probably like if you can do this for like 40, we can cut corners and do this for like 10.
Yeah.
But if you need to do effects and all that, and you do it for 60, it's gonna look like shit. So if you're gonna do those things, we have to do it. And if you're not gonna do those things, we don't have to do it at all. We can probably cut those scenes. We can do this and that because it probably is all bottom line bullshit. Yeah. Where it's like, you know, what probably is those movies. Those comedies that we all love that are missing.
Yeah.
It's like if you could just do like a fucking $70 million comedy. Doesn't need to be a huge thing, but it'll be good. And they're like, nah, let's just turn that into a fucking, Marvel movie, or let's turn that into Oscar-worthy shit. And by the way, I read a Twitter thread the other day on RoboCop. RoboCop, the dude who played RoboCop, tried to method act. And said he talked and walked and acted like that the whole.
I'd lose my goddamn
He said
mind.
They said it lasted 2 weeks, and he was just relentlessly made fun of and gave up on it. Imagine the star of the movie be like, "Nope, this is not. I am not Kevin. I am RoboCop." And they were just like, "Shut the fuck up, dude. How long are you gonna put up with this bullshit? Like, get the fuck out of here." Method acting RoboCop is some shit, dude.
By the way, real quick, remembered something I wanted to bring up with the actor I just referenced.
Who did you just reference?
Brad Pitt. Have you heard of Del Toro shoes?
Yeah.
Very nice shoe company.
Yeah.
I wore a pair of their shoes the other night.
Yeah.
They put on their Instagram story, "Glad to see Feitelberg wearing our shoes." Do you know who the only other person on their thing is? It's Brad Pitt. It's the big two, baby.
Wait, those are Del Toros?
Yeah.
Those bright yellow things?
Yeah.
Those aren't loafers though, right? Those
No,
are
they're like a
sneakers.
chukka.
Okay.
And I did acknowledge one's a hard post, one's a story, but that's okay. Brad Pitt caught a hard post. I caught a 24-hour window.
Gotta follow up with them though. No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of shit you should so be more influential in the fashion world than you are, or than you get credit for. You know what I mean? Or money for, I should say. You do get credit. You are influential. You just don't get any money for it. My big thing, homeboy from our show.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, it's not the greatest clip, but I got a DM from a local beer money basketball league. The Premier Summer Basketball League in North Jersey. #BMBL. And they DM me this video of our guy just going nuts during the fucking game, just screaming and yelling at people. Imagine that dude just being a menace on the court at local men's league, being like.
I can very easily imagine that. Is.
I mean, I guess we haven't done an episode since, right? So at our live show in Jersey, great show, good time. Thanks to everyone who came. If you came, you know the phrase 10 years and 17 slices. We'll always have that, Jersey City. 10 years and 17 slices will always be ours. But We did a meet and greet afterwards.
Come out, by the way, Minneapolis, Detroit, Buffalo, Madison, somewhere else.
Columbus?
Columbus,
yeah.
Get tickets. We're coming.
Get the tickets. We do such a bad job of marketing.
Yeah, can you please just buy tickets so we don't have to do this?
I was just thinking to myself, like, when Barbie has some shit that they need to, like, make sure it gets done, they spend $100 million on it. I'm always like, I forgot to post about this all month. Like we were like leading up to the show, and it had been promoted like 3 times. This one's not selling, huh? I wonder why. Nobody knows it's happening.
Just please. It
please.
physically pains me to promote, so please just buy the tickets if you're in Buffalo.
You know what is so funny?
I don't even
We can't even remember.
Buffalo, Madison, Minneapolis,
Columbus,
Detroit, Columbus.
Yeah.
Probably some other places. Just go to the social, look out.
And buy one of each in every city, and you don't even have to come.
No, please come, because I'd rather you come.
I know, I hate.
I don't even care about money.
In Austin, we had a sellout that then didn't look like a sellout. Like, people didn't come for whatever reason, and I was like, I'd rather the opposite. I'd rather it be like we let a bunch of free people in, and I got the full house.
Indianapolis, Madison, Milwaukee, Cincinnati, Columbus, Pittsburgh, Minneapolis, Detroit, Buffalo.
Jesus.
What are we doing all that?
When the fuck did that all get?
Well, I will check. I'm not sure if everything's like official.
Let's just fucking base.
Nick said it's official. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
When the fuck did that happen?
September is Indianapolis, Madison, Milwaukee.
Yes.
October, Cincinnati, Columbus, Pittsburgh, and then.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes. Every
1
month
month.
we do 3 shows.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But
That's like the whole like middle America that people have been wanting forever.
Yeah.
Though. So you motherfuckers better buy tickets.
please.
And the meet and greet was happening, and this guy rolls up. He looks like a Portnoy poser, like a fake Dave Portnoy. Same sort of hair, same schnoz, the tan that Dave used to have. He doesn't have his cookie tan anymore. AirPods in, shirt white.
The whole show, by
white.
the way.
Yeah, I didn't see that. That would have drove me crazy. I would have called that out. I don't know what's going on.
He
here.
is so tan, I thought he was a black man the whole show.
He
That's not even
he
a
had
joke.
the AirPods in, the sunglasses on top of his head, a white button shirt, buttoned down to like his unbuttoned to like his belly button, and then a pair of pink capri pants that were so tight, I genuinely thought those were female pants. I was like, you borrow those from your girlfriend. Looks like something out of the Barbie fucking budget. And then a pair of loafers on, rolls up like his strut was just like, here I am to give you my picture. Let's go. You guys are taking a picture with me, motherfuckers. Puts his arms around both of us. And he's like, tell Dave I'm coming for his bitch ass. 1 bite, everybody lick my nuts. And as he's doing all that, we're like, do you have a phone to take the picture? And he goes, nope. And he just stands there. And we were like, okay. So our guys are taking pictures with the camera and their phones, and he just walks.
I don't know if he said he to me he went, nope, don't want one.
Nope, don't want one. It had to be that, because somebody said, why would you have your AirPods in if you didn't have a phone? He had a phone and was just like, nope, I don't want it. Unbelievable move. And I was like, I don't know if that guy was even real. I bet we never see him again. He just like, poof, disappeared. But apparently he's in the BMBL, and I want more highlights of this guy. I need highlights of him like screaming at refs and like getting in fights with old men. I was this guy's sales manager. He's an absolute wild card. Yeah, I bet that.
Yeah, you being like, he goes nuts. Can you imagine or envision whatever you said? Can you envision him going nuts at Men's League? It's like seeing a morbidly obese person. Like, can you see that person eating 1,000 calories a meal? Yeah, I absolutely
very
can.
easily can envision that.
2,000 calories a meal, whatever. I don't know what calories are in meals, but
Yet again, another round of. What was that again?
This is from the guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So there's just always some wacky shit that goes on at live shows. This is why I love doing them. There was this guy who came up afterwards at the meet and greet and gave us, specifically John, a set of photography prints. And that's happened before. I got a picture of like you at the Chiclets cup, like chugging a Whistle Pig or a Pink Whitney, and then sometimes it's pictures of us on stage, or it's like an old school Barstool mural. Well, that's happened before. This guy, it was just photos. Oh, we got him here?
No.
That was like, let me just wildly disturb everything for this
photo. And you're
confused
confused why I thought maybe you would throw any of the things in your hands at me.
I was more just like pointing, hey, it's right there what we're referencing.
This is a nice glossy photo, like that, makes sense to give to us, whatever. This guy just was like, here are prints of snowboarding. It was just a guy snowboarding. And I was like, is that you? John was like, I don't know. I was like, is it him? I don't know. It's just people snowboarding. And then this.
Well, I can't show that. Okay.
Well,
It's blurred out.
It's unfortunately blurred, but let me tell you.
These are the best tits I have ever seen in my life.
It is a great pair of
Do you think those are just really, really good fake ones or real? I think those might be really good fake.
Yeah?
It's a little bit, there's not much of like a scar, but she also colored on her tits.
I was going to say,
nipples.
the scarring is non-existent.
Great tits from Jamie. She's got a little
She's wearing
nameplate
her
necklace.
It's Jamie.
Jamie.
As you can imagine, is spelled incorrectly.
That's you can spell Jamie that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Jaime?
Yeah, Jamie's a dumb one. It can be Jamie or
well, you can spell anything any way you want.
But there's a good amount of Jamies who do it the Jai. And then he signs this. He signs this photo of his buddies posing with a pair of Jamie's tits. And it says J. It actually looks. That's not you, is it? JF?
No.
Okay. Because that kind of looks like how you do your J's.
Yeah, it kind of does.
JF 2005, 2023. I don't know what the 2005 is, maybe. And then he puts 1 of 1. Like, it's rare. I mean, this is just printed. At least this one's like on photo paper. Yeah. This is just a piece of paper with a pair of awesome tits printed on it. And he labeled it 1 of 1.
We've referenced these enough, Jackie. We got to just like blur the nipple or something.
Yeah.
You got to see the roundness.
If we get like demonetized or something for this episode, so be it. Show the world these titties. And as a matter of fact, I will go to KFC Barstool. I will bite the bullet and put this on my social media. I'll make this my fucking avatar. These tits are awesome.
It's been a while since I like saw a pair of boobs.
Whoa,
Like,
right?
Mama.
Yeah.
That is.
It's been since the last time I saw Sky Bree. But other than that, that girl is fucking ridiculous.
You know what? I'm glad this is coming up because I'm wondering if other people go through this issue I have in the summer. When you're scrolling Instagram stories, getting horny before you find out if you're allowed to be horny. And since Nick's not here, I'll do it for him. I'm talking about adults. But like,
why would you not allowed to be horny?
Like,
coworker?
Because so you're just going through it, and it's just like skin. Like I don't know. My dick sees people in bikinis, boobs, goes, whoa, boobs. And just kind of like, like you hear a noise, a bump in the night.
But you're not allowed to.
I don't know. Like, what if it's a relative? If all you see is skin first, and your dick goes.
If your dick gets so hard so fast.
I mean, it's obviously not getting hard, but it's just going.
Okay, but if you're.
It's going, whoa, what's that? Whoa, it's going, whoa, boobs. And, whoa, skin. Or, yeah, a coworker, a relative, fucking, I don't know, an ex-girlfriend. You're
only one of those you're really not allowed to get turned on at, and it's your family member, and it was your first example, and it's very concerning. Very concerning.
I actually honestly
listen. If I'm going through and I see a hot coworker, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You're hot. If I see an ex, it's like, yeah, this is gonna be a problem. I'm like, jerk off to you later. if I see a friend's friend's ex, girlfriend or whatever, I don't give.
See, like I feel. Not guilt, not bad, but I'd be like, fuck. If I like, I'm not like fucking working to completion here, but it's just acknowledging. It's acknowledging that there's a mostly exposed body in your eyes, and then my eyes fucking pan up to the top left, and I'm like, who's this supposed to be? All right, we're good. like you don't have that sense of fear. Like, fuck, this might be.
Bro.
No one else has that.
Let me tell you this much.
You guys all just getting horny to your family members? And you're all okay with it?
I didn't know how else to get around this. There's only one person in the room who's getting afraid of getting horny for his family members here. I don't know.
The weird
rest
thing
of us don't have the problem.
Is that like I don't even follow any family members and I don't have any like.
Yeah. Okay. Sure, pal. Yeah. Let me lean back. I don't even follow anybody. I don't even go on Instagram. What are boobs? I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it really like it's an impossibility for me to like scroll. Like I don't follow.
It couldn't even happen.
I don't have my real life connected to my fake life.
Maybe that's some Oedipus shit. That's just your greatest fear.
It's just some like
jerking
baby.
off to your sisters. I'll tell you this much: this shit could be my identical twin, and I would get horny for these tits.
God damn! I wish her dick was bigger.
That's great. I mean, it's just so funny to be like, here's two like really professional pictures of snowboarding that was probably like, thanks, bro. And then Jamie's tits are like going. We're gonna like frame and put on the wall and shit. You never know, man. You never know what you're gonna get with KFC Radio live shows. The crowd there is always some like really fucking. It always blows my mind how many people are like, when you see like. Or I always hear stories of like, we flew from like Canada for this show. I'm like, when you see like a sign that's like at a Drake concert, like I came all the way from blah, blah, blah for you. I'm like, I get that. Or things are like, we made this shirt or I made you this thing. And I'm always like, I see that for like rock stars and like really legitimate celebrities. And there's always a few people who do it for our shows that still to this day just always blows my mind. Shout out to the people who go like above and beyond because it's crazy. Like for us, really? Okay, sounds good, man. Hang on,
I gotta pee.
Yeah, go ahead. Wow, what did we say we're gonna do? I was gonna do a segment while John's gone.
I can't stop thinking when you're like, maybe every time he's just doing coke. That'd be so funny.
Yeah, I mean, there's a strong chance that Feitelberg might just have a raging cocaine problem. He goes to the bathroom like 5 times an episode now. And then the episode ends, and he's like, all right, I got to pee real quick. And then he comes back, and we're like, okay, let's do like an answer to the internet now. He's like, all right, hang on, I got to pee. It's crazy. And imagine the whole time if he was just running in there, like nonstop all day long. And then it would be even more awkward that like if it is, and eventually it comes out that it's a problem, then we're doing this segment like laughing about it. But it was like, yeah, no, man, I was actually a fucking raging addict just blasting off in the bathroom. Like, we all agree something's wrong with his bladder, right? Yeah, like, it's not... There's, like, small bladders. I drink a lot of water. Like, Tom Scabelli is one of those guys who has to pee, like, every hour. This is, like, every 15 minutes. And he does drink a lot, but at some point, it's like, I don't care how many waters you've had today. There just can't possibly be anything left in the tank. Yeah. And I'm like, are you shitting yourself? I don't think so. The mystery continues. I feel like... Maybe he's not even going to the bathroom. Maybe he's like running and making a phone call.
I don't know.
Maybe he's ripping cigs. No, he wouldn't. Like it's. We're gonna have to like start tailing him. Like Vinny, go check it out where he's going. Imagine that he's just like not even in the bathroom and he's just like around the corner and in the closet doing some weird shit. Imagine he's just thinking about his horny sisters and he's just
checking his hair.
I can't. I mean. What could it be? How's that cocaine? We're just convinced it's either a severe problem with your bladder or a severe problem with cocaine.
It's diabetes, obviously.
I mean, have you at the doctor recently been like, I pee every 15 minutes?
No.
You should probably do that. Should probably tell them.
Why? It's like normal pee.
It's not. The frequency is not normal. Like, I'm gonna start timing your pees. Like, you just went.
This is gonna be a 1 pee show, probably.
You'll probably pee right when we're done.
I peed right before.
So you pee right before. You pee in the middle. You're gonna pee when we're done, and then you'll probably pee like you'll be like, all right, I got to go do out of order, but let me pee first. It's crazy.
So I say my newest life hack is like when I'm editing, I'll chug a bunch of water and I won't let myself pee until I finish like a certain part of the edit, and then I let myself pee after I finished, and I chug a bunch of water again, and then I have to pee again, and then I finish, and then I just go back and forth until.
So you just torture your bladder to make
great
you stay
to
awake.
have a look at the artistic process.
Oh yeah, just really like the all-time greats. You know, how do you create your art? I can't wait until Jackie tries to combine
I
this
just chug
with
a
her.
bunch of water, take a fat piss.
I can't wait till she combines this with her sleep habits and just pisses the bed. She's just gonna be like, "I'm sorry, I didn't wake up with my alarm. I woke up to me peeing the bed."
Well, that's what I do too. Since I don't wake up to alarms, is I chug a bunch of water before a nap.
Oh, this bitch is gonna piss her pants. You are gonna pee the bed for sure.
No, I haven't done that yet. So.
Yeah. Gametime is the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Created by fans for fans, Gametime is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. And they guarantee the lowest price. I know most people think of Gametime as sports usually, maybe some concerts, but it's also in the comedy realm. So if you want to go see any of the comics that are on KFC Radio, if you know that they're in town, if you know that they're going to be on tour, you can get your tickets through Gametime. You know, if you're looking for Matt Rife tickets, something sold out, you can only get on the secondary market. Gametime for comedy is the best spot because they will give you access to great tickets that you never thought you could afford, or you can get last-minute prices that are better price than you ever imagined. The purchase process takes just 2 taps and 10 seconds, and once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text, so you can get into the game seamlessly. You don't have to show up at the same time, leave things at will call. Everybody can get there, use their own phones, and get in the building. So skip the hassle and enjoy the moment. Download the Gametime app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code KFC for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That's Gametime app or go to gametime.co. Enter your email, redeem code KFC, get $20 off your first purchase. All right, let's get into 1 Minute Man. The Adam 22, Lena the Plug sex tape situation continues to dominate the headlines. The video is out. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
I have not seen it either. Apparently, it's like pirated all over the place, which they
I don't
had to have known
because
was
we
gonna
like
happen.
kind of know Adam and kind of know Lena. Like
It makes it a little weird for me.
it's a little.
I also covering the whole thing. I mean, the guy's dick is so fucking big. Pat said, I don't know if he used performance-enhancing drugs or if he had the local 12 crane fucking help him lift it, but, like, props to him for getting hard. The video's out. I have not seen it. I will probably watch it at some point because I have sworn solemn promise to you that I will watch anybody in the world have sex on camera. The funniest part is the post-game interview with this guy, Jason Love from Blacked. The interview with him.
Started by a white guy, by the way.
Yeah, very funny. Very, feels...
I wonder what you're into, sir.
The post-game interview with him is so memeable and so fucking funny and so inappropriate.
I couldn't watch it.
Did you know what they talked about? Did you hear about
I saw like
cream pie
clip.
part? The cream pie?
Yeah, I saw
Bro,
that, and I was
she
like,
said, the interviewer says, you cream pie her at the end. Cream pie, by the way, is an exceptionally uncomfortable phrase for me to say. I don't like to say that word at all. that Sunny episode is one of the all-time most ridiculous things. The fact that it became like somewhat common, like if a girl ever says cream pie to me, I'm like, I can't even fucking believe it. Like that's ridiculous that like we have this slang term for just a pussy filled with cum. Holy shit. So the guy says, was it cream pie? And his response was, again, so over the top that if there wasn't a video out, I would still be claiming it's fake. He was like, now, that pussy hasn't been opened up in a long time. So I was in there opening it up, and I was in there for like, 5, 10, 15, whatever minutes, and my dick went numb. And so it just happened. And I was like, I don't know what's worse. If she was just like, yeah, please come inside me, or the idea that I needed to stretch it out to the point that my dick went numb. all of it is just crazy. And then, they're like, do you think that you fuck better than Adam 22? And he's like, well, obviously, yes. Obviously. It is one of the funniest, but like all the more like, holy shit, I don't think this is going to end well. Like, I just fear everybody sounds like they're all on board until like someone blows the building up. You know what I mean? Now, the result is Lena the Plug searches on Pornhub are up 4,000%. She jumped to the number 1 person on the page.
I was gonna say, she was like 2, wasn't she?
No, she was 23, but that's still like, that's my point with this whole thing. She was the 23rd. There's a bajillion porn stars.
Yeah.
She's number 23. They make so much money on No Jumper. They make so much money on Plug Talk. They're already famous. They're already, it's like, how much more did this add that it was worth it? But I guess a lot. I don't know. You're the number 1 search on Pornhub, and maybe a lot of people.
Dude, I remember like it was 2 years ago. We were interviewing Adam, and he's like, "Yeah, we just got a porn house," and like
porn house.
I didn't know him that well, so I didn't even know they did porn. And I knew he dated Lena the Plug. I knew she was like a OnlyFans person. I didn't know like they had done stuff together. I didn't know any of that. And I was like, wait, they have enough money for another house? And
that's like
that was like 2 or 3 years ago.
That was, I think, like at the very beginning, or maybe before Plug Talk.
Yeah.
Like it was like before they like formalized the show, right? Yeah.
Because that interview was why I followed Adam, and he definitely didn't start doing Plug Talk for like years after that.
Now Adam is still like, we're all good, man, and I'm just like, okie dokie, if you say so.
It just like all this stuff makes me so uncomfortable. Like, just people commenting on their relationship with sincerity. Like, even the jokes make me a little uncomfortable, but the sincerity makes me more uncomfortable. And like, I just, and it's probably just because of my own shit, but like, I don't like anything with that. Like, I used to get uncomfortable with Brady Giselle stuff. Like, I'm like, that's a personal relationship. I don't.
But
that's your own.
The flip side.
That's probably why I couldn't watch the interview. Where I was like, "This like people I kind of know." And again, like I've never talked to any of them off air. It's just like I've at least sat down and had conversations with them.
I've like texted back and forth with Adam a little bit here and there to the point that I'm like, I texted him. I was like, "Can I do 1 Minute Man on this?" Because I didn't even want to like.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's what he said. He was like, the more the better. But I'm like, I just feel like I need to clear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and so anything I might say, we kind of know is under the guise of content. Lena commented like an emoji face on it. That was, I think, like the surprised one. And I was like, is this good or bad?
Yeah.
I don't want to like cross any lines. I mean, the amount of people just being like, you're all trash and like your relationship is doomed is like, what the fuck shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
I personally would not like it. That's my own personal
thing. I thought it was
thing.
very poignant the way Adam was like, there's a lot of dudes commenting on this as if they were in this situation.
Yeah.
And you and your girl are not, But all that being said, it is just, what's funny too? Funny about this whole thing is just like, there's just inherently a lot of hints of racism in the world still. Because like,
are there?
But like even in like it's just it's different because he's a black performer.
Yeah.
They say it. She said it. She said everybody like leading up to it. She was like, all my fans said they want me to. Bro, she said it to like her boyfriend's face. All my fans said they want me to do a BBC. The same thing as cream pie. When you're just throwing BBC in like your conversation, but like it's this thing that he's just this gigantic black dude, as if it was like it'd be any better if it was an enormous white dude. I almost think it's weirder if it was a gigantic white dude, who's like a giant, like if the Big
Mountain.
Show, if the Mountain or
Tyson Fury.
if Tyson Fury fucked your girl,
is he a big dude or does he have a big dick?
Tyson Fury?
No.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
He's, I don't know how tall he is. He's jacked,
yeah.
And I think his dick is just a tree trunk. I guess he is like the head main guy at Blacks.
Oh, then I've seen.
I think when you need a black guy to fuck you, you go 6'5". Dude, he is 6'5", 235, and I'd say
Henry.
35 of that is his dick. It's a crazy internet story, man.
Yeah.
Also crazy the attempted murder from the gold and white dress guy.
Yeah.
It's just further proof. Like,
it's odd to realize that it was 11 years. It's been going on for 11 years, and therefore this picture was taken in 2015. So
smack dab in the middle, you know. Like,
she was right in the heart of an 11-year.
They called it a campaign of domestic violence.
When she took this picture, she had been it's 2000. What year is it?
Now, 2000. It was 2015, 2003.
2003. So that's 8 years ago.
Yep.
So when she took this picture, she'd been avoiding murder for 3 years, and then went viral, and it was like,
and then
fuck.
went on Ellen.
I was like now I have to go on Ellen with this fucking guy. Why was he involved in it? I have a feeling why.
Yeah, I mean, it was his. Yeah, why the fuck was he involved? Because it was her mom, the wife's mom, was the owner of the dress. So you just go do that with your wife and your mom.
Yeah, we should have been like,
the wife.
Why
and
is the husband there?
Yeah, what the fuck is that about? Yeah, that guy. What a dickhead. What an asshole
Dano.
he is. He does look like Paul Dano. I'm surprised that she couldn't.
I like how
beat
they
him
blurred
up.
their faces on that one.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's been on Ellen.
I feel like she could have taken him. So yeah, that one was crazy. I can't even wrap my head around. I've seen the videos a bunch. I get the gist of what's going on. I still can't wrap my head around the gang, popcorn girls.
I can't.
Gang.
I watch it every time it comes up.
This girl, Pinky World, is so talented at it.
It's intoxicating.
She's so good at it. Put it on. Give me volume.
Gang. Ooh, fire.
Gang.
Ooh, yes. Oh, thank you, Padre. I love you. Love you. Mm-hmm. Yes, popcorn. Oh, special. Fire. Oh, thank you, Gio. That's my white dress. We can match the flowers on my head. Beautiful. For you, Pop.
It is. I wish I had the discipline to not watch, but I don't.
Okay. I need a few.
Is she?
So people are jerking off to this.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a sexual thing, right?
People out there jerking off to their family members.
So she goes on TikTok, and then these guys in the chat tell her what to say with emojis and shit.
Yeah, you buy the emoji. You buy the emojis, and they're like.
And then so they're just paying her to say like gang, popcorn, gang.
Is she popping popcorn with a hair
Yes.
straightener? Yeah. She is.
It's incredible.
You know who our number one donator was?
Yes.
Timbaland.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, that is. He was probably like, y'all can see that. What? Like that needs to be. You know when you start a Zoom and it goes like. The other party is recording. Like they
waited like 2 years.
Way too late. That like just started. I'm like, we've been doing this for years. But that they you know this should be when you log in like, hey man, you're gonna be like people will know how much money you sent to these fucking.
It's
people.
like when Instagram showed everyone their likes.
Yes, yeah, that was
what your friends
terrible.
like.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Never mind.
That is bad for Timbaland because it has brought up Timbaland talking about how he got horny for Aaliyah when she was like 13 and then married his wife because she looked like Aaliyah.
Yeah, it's a tough scene. Tough scene for Timbo. But okay, I still don't get two things. I buy the emoji and post it, and that makes her talk. That's what tells her what to say. And that money goes to her?
To her account that's like hooked up to her TikTok.
And how much are we talking?
I think that they're like, what do you think, $5?
Some are like fractions of cents. Like the lowest one is like a fraction of a cent, but some of them go high. It goes up to something incredibly high. I
So
know
how
some
much
of
is
the
she
things
making?
are.
And my other question is, I don't kink shame or kink care, but how does this get anybody around? Like, how do you, actually, I can understand it because she's a hot chick just doing a weird, like, anime thing.
Yeah.
And that's what people are into.
It
But
doesn't do it for me. I get it.
My question,
I get it in the sense that I get.
Is there, like, a finale? Is it like when she says, like, gang, I'm going to come? You know what I mean? Like, we all know
Probably
in
when
porn,
she says the one you sent.
I guess so, yeah. So you think it's just come?
Yeah,
You guys are constantly coming.
Like,
How about I've only seen her and that other girl with the wig on. Are there a bunch?
Oh,
Are they
now,
as
now
good-
I really get it.
Are they as good as? Yeah.
For the record, Paz just showed a alt chick.
Yeah. Then
Like,
now, yeah. Then
You
that's
got,
all it takes.
You got like a neck tattoo.
Give me some
get
money.
it. I wish that wasn't the first noise.
Michael Jordan 3-pointer.
Is that a dude? I think that's a dude.
Love you too. Thanks for the roses. I'm a cat. Glizzy. Love you too. Glizzy. Those roses sure smell good. Is that a speaker?
18 naked cowboy.
Going in the gym.
That's a dude.
All right, I'm anti-LGBTQ. Yeah, all right, bro. My entire political world just got flipped up. What a moment. Bro, I was like, oh, that's Christy Mack. That's Chris Mack, dog.
Christopher Mack in the building. Let's be clear that Pinky World is the GOAT of this. No one else. Everyone else is playing for second
that other
place.
bro was pretty good.
Yeah, the number one female. Pinky World.
Guys got a deeper laugh than me.
How did this start? That's like I have so many questions. Like, was someone on live and was just like, "Hey, how about I'll just say whatever you guys tell me to say in the chat," and then it just becomes, dang. And when she goes and makes those noises,
Yeah.
I was like, this bitch can beatbox. It's a real talent. Oh, I think I know what happens next time Jackie messes up.
Oh my god.
Jackie has to do this in the helmet.
Yeah, by the way, did you ever wear the helmet,
Yeah,
Jackie?
you didn't wear the helmet for one fucking minute. Actually, you know what? This is the punishment. You got to do this now.
I actually meant to bring the helmet today to make up for it,
But you didn't. So now you're gonna do the gang popcorn thing.
We can literally make this happen right now.
Let's go.
That's true. That'd be crazy.
I want
Okay.
the helmet on me, but
Well, the helmet's not the
that.
point. We don't need the helmet. I just want to see Jackie just gang. That would be so good. I do think I try to pump the brakes on some of the. I know I always speak in terms of the greatest ever, the worst ever, always hyperbole. I do try to pump the brakes on actually feeling that way though, because I think that no matter what is happening in history, it probably was the same way for the previous, This is getting weird. This feels like what is the equivalent to this in the 50s, we're starting to get into territory that I'm just like, I can't, and I'm a dirty internet generation weirdo, we're from the fucking gutter. And I'm like, what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
But which is like old people.
Can't we just put on Lena cheating on her husband with the big black guy and jerk off to that? Come on.
I'm not even for the sexual aspect of it, but it's just, it happens. We are just now the people who are so kids are going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
It hasn't,
But it's
there isn't really an equivalent, but
weird, though.
Rap music, rock music,
Yeah,
it was I mean,
I guess
there's something wrong with the kids these days.
This is all the same demo. It's just the weird anime people.
Yeah.
And it used to be, it went, anime porn, and before that was probably just cartoon porn, and before that was weird, whatever those guys have liked all this time, this is the new version of that. But, boy, I don't know. It's, out of all the bad stuff out there, if I ever came home and my kids were like, gang, gang, man, gang, gang, I'd be like, they're never going outside again.
But that's the way people thought about fucking video games.
Yeah.
Fucking.
But I think there's something tangibly different. I don't know. You're probably right, but this just feels so weird.
I agree, but I think that's the feeling everyone always had too.
And we have this
we had our
too.
thing, but this one's weird.
Yeah. I do get that. Go to the blonde. That one I feel like is up there too.
Crunchy corn, yum.
What I'll say about this one that is, and I do think is probably weirder. It's all very infantilizing.
Yeah, very childlike. Very like these are pedophiles.
Right. There wasn't a lot. At least I remember in video games or in rap or whatever. I honestly, I'm using those examples. I don't even know.
It usually was like adults.
It was actually too adult was the argument for stuff. Where it was like this.
Yeah, the internet now preys upon girls and little kids and pedophiles who like little kids like a little too much. It's really the pedophiles who are the victims.
Yeah.
They're getting preyed upon. Yeah, I mean, the internet is slowly become, we've always been devolving down into the depths of hell. And then there's, I feel like there's always a couple people who kind of even things out on like the good side of the internet. Have you seen this chick, Bobbi with the uneven tits?
No.
Bobbi Althoff, I think is her name. Bobbi. She just interviewed Drake.
Oh, yes. I didn't know. So
she got pregnant and had a baby. I'm pretty sure this is where she at least got her fame. One boob filled up with milk more than the other, like to a very obvious extent. She has like Glenny boobs, like super lopsided. And she has like a small frame and they're pretty big. So I think it was just very obvious. And I think she went viral initially for being like, they don't tell you when you're becoming a mom that you might have like lopsided boobs. And she has parlayed that into this TikTok presence and then parlayed the TikTok presence into a podcast where she interviews people like it's basically like between two ferns.
Yeah.
Episode like 3 has Drake on it.
Yeah, I saw this.
She had like her friend, she had a rapper, then like a somewhat big rapper, I think like a medium, like mid-level guy. And then Drake, I think it was in his bed.
Yeah.
In his house. And I just can't fathom. She's really good at like doing like the deadpan delivery of just like, why am I here? Why are we doing this? And everyone's like, they all play along pretty well. Like, you invited me. So no, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. But this notion that like she is just a mother of 2. And, puts her shit on TikTok like every other 20-something girl like her age. All of a sudden, some weird boob thing happens to her. Just like totally freak occurrence. You are interviewing Drake. Like
Drake, I don't really listen to his music much anymore.
He's a great internet presence.
He's got his ear to the streets.
Got a great eye
of like comedy of like he obviously he's done Sunday Conversation.
Yep.
This one, if he's in there,
he's
like,
always just in general like with memes that he then incorporates onto his show. He puts it on the big screen.
Yeah.
He's always commenting. He goes on shows
and I'm sure people will say like, "Oh, he's got a team who will show him," and like that's to an extent.
Sure.
But Drake's always had. What he did at SNL, you could always tell like Drake had
totally comedic chops,
like comedic timing.
And like you could have a team tell you about Bobbi Althoff, but then you got to do this interview, and it's not funny if you don't get it, and it is funny, so he. Like,
and also, someone could show you something that is incredibly popular, and you go, I don't get it. Like, particularly when you get to that level, like, you're like, I don't get it. Like,
he's like, no, I get it. Yeah. And I'm sure that also means that they're showing him a ton of stuff that he's like, nah, not that one. Not that.
Yeah.
Yes, that one. Yes, that one. No, not that one. He did this with Caleb, too, right? Caleb went to him.
Yeah.
So, like, that's pretty sick to be at the level of, like, and I'm sure he pays for everything or whatever, but it's, again, like if you're Bobby's husband or someone in his family, friends, kids, whatever, where it's just like, Mom's got to go to Drake's house now. I'm gonna do a podcast from his bed, and then also she's got to like play her character.
Yeah.
So she can't be like, oh my God, this is so crazy, because she's got to be like, who fucking cares? Who are you? You know.
The only clip I saw, and I actually would like to watch this full thing, was the nonstop one.
Yes.
That like, does she? And I guess this is the genius of the writing. Like, does she know that's a Drake song? She must, because
I think that was
because like no one calls it a nonstop flight.
Yeah, it's a weird reference.
Yeah.
She,
so like,
I
then for him to pick up on like, or he's talking about my song and then playing through it like that was all.
What are you talking about?
It was very funny.
I think it is like a Caleb-esque level of humor. Those two would be great together. Of like, and you never break character, and you always.
I would not be able to do it. Like I
would not be able to
so
be
much.
interviewed by her.
Yeah.
A lot of Rick Glassman's a comedian who was on. Actually, the first time I found her, or no, I knew who she was. I didn't know she had a podcast, and I saw her interview with Rick Glassman, who's like a comedian who raps and like is a pretty like no nonsense, no bullshit guy. And they were like arguing with each other. And I didn't know at that point that was the gimmick.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I was about to do 1 Minute Man on it, being like comedian and like TikTok podcaster, like fight over blah, blah, blah. And I realized that it's almost as important to have a good co-host or interviewee go along with like the shtick.
Yeah.
Because if you start laughing, it just, I mean, Drake played it absolutely perfectly. I'm pretty sure that boob thing is why she got popular. If she actually had some other thing, like if there was a reason why, and I didn't know, I'm sorry. But I knew her because she had the lopsided boobs. But, yeah, right? Yeah. Look at that. Like, that one is fucking way bigger than the other one. I mean, like, way bigger. Look at that thing. Look at that thing hanging.
Do they stay like that?
I don't know. I mean, usually when you have your kid, you breastfeed for a little while, and then as the kid weans off of it, your tits know to wean off too, like slowly too. But like that girl was probably just living a pretty shitty life with 2 kids and a lopsided boob, being like, and then she like probably doesn't even think to parlay it until she just probably. This is crazy. They don't tell you about this when you have a kid, that your tits might go lopsided. And then, like, 100 million views later, she's like, all right, let me try out this podcast thing. And
everyone
boom,
does that.
Fucking Drake.
So, like, then to have the ability, the talent.
Like the noise on that. Yeah. As much, it's funny, we always say a lot, like, podcasting is kind of like old news and dead and stuff. It's really not. It's mediocre podcasting is gone.
Yeah.
If you're really fucking funny, people will tune into your, at least, your video podcast. I don't know how long, I think these are great clips. I could not sit through an hour-long interview, even like a 20-minute interview of fake arguing.
Right.
You know what I mean? That to me.
Yeah, even like Between Two Ferns was always 10 minutes. Is that an hour and 11 minutes?
Yeah, like long. That is, unless she's really good and you actually are getting information and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, this needs to just be a clip. So, but anyway, I think she's also one of these people, the rare occurrence where everybody likes her,
Yeah.
Everyone's rooting for her. It's like guys are like, she's funny, whatever, she's pretty. Girls like her and don't do the bitchy thing with her. And then she just like kills it with the whole shtick. I mean, Drake should be a talent manager. That should be his next thing. He should like own a label, and it shouldn't be just music. It should be like everything. I think he would and then he could put whoever he wants on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with that platform, just be like, you're next, you're next, you're next. So shout out to Bobbi Althoff. While we're on the tits, how about the that MMA chick who flashed her tits after she won?
I saw a headline. I did not see.
I think it's like one of these, like alternative type. It wasn't like the UFC.
Yeah.
But just like mouthpiece in, fighting braids, pigtailed up, and just like, wow, titties. And I'll tell you what, she's no Jamie. But, for a fighter, sometimes the girls get a little more on the masculine side, and it's not as, conventionally hot or pretty, whatever. But I feel like a move like that goes one of two ways. And it seemed like everybody else was, like she's kind of on an island. Like nobody's like, they're just.
Yeah, well, all right.
And what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
As a guy, you can't get involved.
Cameraman got involved. Put that big screen. The cameraman right away.
Cameraman got right in
Watch. Dude, to be a cameraman, you got to be a pervert.
Yeah, totally.
Watch the cameraman. Yeah.
I'll go with you everywhere.
Right.
Dude, you remember, I mean, the bread and butter of Barstool for a while, of live covering a game, was hot chicks in the crowd.
Yeah.
And cameramen always find one. and then like go back to
Right.
and zoom in on. And I'm like, is this for you? For us? I don't know what's going on here. That was always a creepy thing. So
I believe in the headline I saw it. I think she called it a wardrobe malfunction. I don't know if she did that. I don't know if she did that tongue in cheek.
That's
but
fucking
having
funny.
now seen the video, I think it was pretty apparent what she was attempting to do.
yeah, that I think the wardrobe worked perfectly fine. It was you tearing the wardrobe off. It functioned just fine. Those are great tits, though. A lot of great tits on the show today. A couple lopsided, a couple perfect, a couple big, couple, today's the boob episode.
Take a bite out of summer with HelloFresh. From chef-created seasonal recipes to their new fresh and fit summer menu, HelloFresh brings flavor right to your door. Pre-portioned ingredients help cut down on food waste, while step-by-step instructions make cooking a breeze, not a chore. Last night was Sunday night. I was out of my HelloFresh because I ate it all during the week. So last night I had to go to the market to buy food for myself for one single meal. It probably cost more than my entire week of HelloFresh does.
Totally.
I had to call my mom and ask for recipes. It was all a big slog and a pain. HelloFresh, like literally that one night of cooking was so much more stressful. It was a very good steak, if I have to say. But that one night of cooking was longer, more expensive, more stressful than my entire week of cooking is with HelloFresh. It is peak time for summer produce, and HelloFresh makes sure to get all the best picks all season long. These ingredients travel from farm to your door in less than 7 days for quality you can taste. When you need dinner, don't call for delivery. That also takes forever. Think HelloFresh. They're fast and fresh recipes. I've already talked about those. Go to HelloFresh.com/KFC50 and use code KFC50 for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/KFC50. Use code KFC50. Get 50% off free shipping plus free shipping.
And then lastly, the Finnish Hobby Horse Championship was last week. This is some old school Barstool type shit. I would have loved to blog this. If you were first to a video of this one, where kids, I think, presumably, are using horse sticks. What do you call those
Dave
things?
did this. No, Dave did this without the horse. Yeah,
Dave did the where you run like a horse, which is light years more difficult than this.
Oh yeah.
This is a fucking kid just fucking. I mean, that is. And look at that, dude. That's in like a fucking hangar. That's in like a conference center, like a Javits Center.
Bro, I think this is in a high school auditorium.
That's a pretty big fucking.
I
think
it's
huge.
a public high school basketball arena.
Not where I'm from. That is fucking massive. And then they have like a championship like all around the world. I watched a video on like how like there was like a trainer being like how to do it. Like you tip your leg sideways to get over. I was like, this is a whole other fucking world, man.
The jumping, the height, I'm impressed by. The rest of this,
is,
I think I could
literally
nail.
do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Oh, that was pretty smooth.
I'm impressed by that. Like, if it looked like some, like, ballerina, like, dance shit, where I was like, oh, that's that. I mean, she's high-stepping.
Yeah.
She's doing the Dion.
Yeah.
But those literally are, like, the horse toys you used to get as a kid, right?
I bully these kids so hard, man.
That's the problem, dude. This is the problem with the world.
It wasn't even a bully. If I had a time machine, I'd just go back and bully these kids.
Some kids need to be bullied. We let a whole generation go unchecked to the point that there is now an international championship for running around your house with a fake horse.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to say if you put me in a room with one of these, I might not give it a whirl. I might give it a ride. But, like, I'm not doing it in public. That's the problem.
Dude,
you used to do stuff. You used to do embarrassing stuff in the privacy of your own home.
Yes.
And that's it. You wouldn't dare do this shit in front of your friends. You wouldn't invite your friends to your hobby horse championship. You do it at home. You tell your brother and sister, if you tell anybody about this, I'm going to fucking kick your ass. And that's it.
How long has it been going on? Can we get that? Like, when was the first? Because to get to the point where there's a championship where people come from far and wide means it's had to have been going on for a long ass time.
You know who should really kill themselves? Is the people who are the judges.
Yeah.
I'm an adult who's going to judge a child or at least a teen.
Hobby Horse Association.
I'm gonna give them a number grade on their high stepping with a fucking horse between their legs.
2002.
Bro, you are a pervert.
2002.
2002 is when it was founded, but Hobby Horse grew as a
2002,
trend.
right when I got to
during-
high school, they knew.
Yeah, it grew as
knew,
a trend
bro.
though in the 19th century, but it didn't really become an official thing until 2002.
They were like, all right, he's in high school now. We can start doing this with the kids again. Because otherwise, he's going to be a fucking terror.
And I get, like, if you jump over a high thing, you know, whoever has the highest wins.
Yeah.
But, like, who's judging?
At least do that shit at least in a tank top on a track field. I'll still fucking bully you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not as bad. I'll still go, oh, that was pretty high.
One of the weirdest fucking internet things, for sure. So it's kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly of the internet today on 1 Minute Man. I think that's all I got for 1 Minute Man shit. There's also been a lot of shit right now on the TV world and the movie world. We haven't done some entertainment talk in a little bit, so we can get into that. You and I both watched Platonic.
Loved it.
Yeah, I liked it. You seem to love it.
Loved it.
I thought
I love Rose Byrne. Rose Byrne.
She's great. She's good.
Cracks me up.
She's great.
I actually, because I liked Platonic so much and finished it, I went and watched Bridesmaids. Because I was like, I need more Rose Byrne.
She's great. Bridesmaids is fucking
Dude,
fire.
the episode when she fucking knocks
ketamine?
the painting off the wall. That's my favorite episode.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, I bet Kevin masturbates in the bathroom.
when she's like, it's not a phrase.
Yeah.
The other girl was right. Yeah, we know.
Dude, she's fucking fun.
When she was on ketamine and she's like falling everywhere, that was some great physical acting, like just spilling and dragging. It's kind of a unique like pioneer type show because it's about a guy and a girl friend.
I love that it's no sexual tension.
Right, like at
There's
the end,
never,
there's no like, and then they realize they loved each other.
Yeah.
They just like awkwardly kind of connect, and I mean like there's the show Friends and Jerry and Elaine, and like there is that stuff, but like not really.
Yeah.
It's
Jerry
never
and Elaine.
Like, it's never like the focal point of the show.
Right.
You know, it's always like they once dated or you want them to date. Like I don't think people watch Platonic going like, oh, I hope they get together.
Yeah.
It's probably some weird.
And there aren't any like hints that like, oh, they almost kissed. Like they're platonic friends.
And you know what else? First of all, very realistic script. Like I felt like a lot of the stuff they were saying, the jokes they were making, and the way they were making it, I was like, that's how people talk.
Yeah.
It's a very hard thing to do in the world of TV because you can't have true conversation. Because true conversation, people interrupt and step on each other, and it's a mess. It needs to be talk. But the way to make a good show, but make it seem real, that like their references and some of the jokes and the way they were talking, I was like, that's how people talk, especially like amongst girls. I was like, that's like there was when the two chicks have a night out. I was like, that feels like what I think, at least we kind of how they talk. It was very realistic in that sense, and very realistic in the sense of like the whole storyline. We were friends. He got a girlfriend. She didn't like me. You have to break up.
Right.
Then I came back around after the divorce. Like that's how guy and girl platonic relationships go all the time. Mm-hmm. Where it was like, hey, like sorry that like I had to like ditch you, but like my wife hated you or vice versa. And then it's like, but hey, like you were right and I'm wrong, so let's be friends again. Like that kind of shit is it was all rooted in a lot of realism. And then the rest I thought was just like good old like hijinks. It was like the episode with the painting and a couple other things, ketamine. I had like no hopes. Like I was just like, I haven't heard anything about this really. People are talking about
surprised,
it.
Like
especially with Seth Rogen.
I think it just wrapped last week. I think.
Oh, is it that? I thought it was older.
No, because I started watching it early July. I watched it July break, and I was excited to finish it. I thought it was all out. And I think I got to episode 8.
Yeah.
So
going,
like the
right?
last two. No, just I finished it.
Right.
Yeah.
I just finished it last night too. Mm-hmm. I do think Seth Rogen got caught up in the political like liberal woke blah 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 shit. So I wonder if that hurt him a little bit. Because I just haven't heard like anything about it.
Yeah, I don't think Apple TV does a great job promoting.
They don't.
Their stuff.
They really don't. Yeah, that's a good point.
Apple
they do have some fucking fire out there.
Silo.
I love Silo.
Seen,
Platonic was good. I love For All Mankind. I love The Morning Show. I love people love Severance. Like there's a lot
Severance
of good shows.
Is awesome.
Apple did a really good job of like getting in that game and doing it pretty well.
I think Apple is putting out the best stuff right now.
Could very well be.
I finished Severance finally. Severance took me like 3 separate tries. I forget if we already talked about it. I'll say fast. I watched it took me like 3 separate times watching episode 1, and I kept being like, I don't really get it. It's like very like sterile and like whatever. Oh yeah, we did talk about because I texted you again after.
I didn't love Severance.
Did you try it again?
No.
Having been in the corporate world now, I think you'll like it more because it's almost like more about, and maybe you won't like it because you're a sci-fi guy. It's almost more about like what corporate life is like. It's almost like part Office Space.
Yeah,
where, like they have to like deal with fucking corporate bullshit and like
I do hate that. Yeah.
But like they're making fun of it, where it's like if you work really hard, you get like a fucking Chinese finger trap and like that kind of shit. But
even if I don't like it though, there's no denying it's like well made, well acted. Everyone else likes it, so I can say it's a good show.
Which is exactly how I feel about The Bear. And again, I forget if we talked about this,
bro. The Bear, The Bear. I feel like the world's playing a trick on me. I feel like The Bear is like the Emperor's New Clothes. I'm like,
I think a lot of people feel like that who were scared to say it because I tweeted it like the week The Bear came out.
I'm always that guy. I'll do it with Game of Thrones. Like I'll say it for people. If you want to say that you don't like The Bear, but here's the thing: I didn't even think it's worthy of being afraid of. Like I don't think it's like cooler talk.
Yeah, you're just late. When it came like I did season 1
what
live.
What are people like?
And I liked
what episode do people talk about? What moment do they talk about in the show? It's like, this show sucked.
You
know what? This show sucks.
Yeah, I'm not going to go that hard.
Sucks.
I didn't like it. It's the same exact thing where it's quality acting. It's just
a chaotic fucking restaurant. This show sucks.
It can be boring. The first season it's so anxiety inducing. That I didn't like.
Chef, yes chef, no chef. Shut the fuck up. This show sucks. I did not get all. Clem was like, yo, did you finish the season 2 finale? And I was like, brother, I don't even know if I made it to the season 1 finale. And he was like, oh, I thought you were watching it. And he was like, that was one of the best episodes of television I've ever watched. And I was like, does the plot radically change at some point? Because Jesus Christ.
See, I was texting with Dave last night because Dave tweeted it. Again, I tweeted it when I was like in the heat of it, and everyone was like, fuck you. I guess because I didn't see it, so suck my dick. But Rhea texted me on the side, and she talked about it on the podcast. So I think when we first talked about this, I did not reveal her name, but Rhea was like, "Thank you so much." And
me, you, Rhea, and Dave are all on the same page.
Yeah.
Not that we speak for everybody, but that's a pretty good array of like the fan base, and usually we have a lot of people who agree.
I tweeted it months ago, Paz. I mean, scrolling looking
this
for
show
not months ago, but whenever the show first
sucks.
Came out. Yeah, I texted Dave last night because Dave had a similar thing, and
again, I love Lip. I love.
What does he say?
I'm out on The Bear, the TV show The Bear. Listen, everybody, my grandmother's like, you got to watch The Bear. It's a great show. Watch The Bear. Watch The Bear. I usually like great TV shows. I like what other people like. I'm not some curmudgeon. Like, Game of Thrones I loved. Breaking Bad. Like, Succession is my favorite show of all time. So I like shows other people's like. I was super excited. I'm always hunting, looking, pecking for new shows. The Bear, I thought I was missing something. I'm through like 5 episodes. It's so slow moving, just bored to tears. Like, it's just inching along like a worm. Almost reminded me like this old show, I forget, I think HBO, like a therapist show that everyone raved about. It like physically made me sick to watch it. It was so slow moving. But everyone's like, hey, hang in there. It's worth the payoff. You got to get to episode 6, season 1. I guess a little bit happened in episode 6, 7, a slight pickup. Again, people like, watch the season finale. So they're just sucking me in. Well, I finished season 1, the finale. And yes, for the first time in the show, when the show ended, I'm like, oh, I want to watch the next one because the last 5 minutes of season finale, obviously a lot happens. But that's a sucker's play. I'm not going to watch 8 episodes just so I get 5 minutes of actual entertainment. Remind me, that's what White Lotus did. It's so slow. And then they end it with a bang. And it was like, oh my God. No. Everything. I don't need, all right, maybe I got guns, bangs, booms, whatever. But I can't have like 7.5 episodes of slowness.
That to me, the two things that I think we have happened, the slow burn thing.
Yeah.
I think it either started or like proliferated with True Detective. That was the first time I really heard slow burn thrown around a ton. And something like that kind of is a slow burn. But it's good while it's happening.
But I also don't think
like things. It was not. Really
people
slow.
took that
like
everything. People took it and it diluted it to mean like nothing. In a sense, where like True Detective was a slow burn where someone is found fucking
right away,
horrifically murdered in episode 1, and episode 4, whatever. There's an 8-minute gunfight scene. Like
Reggie Ledoux with his fucking gas.
Yeah,
was like episode
there are clues. It's not like
and all the
Breaking Bad. They see the slow burn. Bodies fall through the roof in episode 2. Like
right away, like that. That's what I mean is that back then I think the bar was like higher, and even things like when you said it was slow, it wasn't, and there was just a different. I don't know, man. I think some of these shows now, I'm like, people are like rave about or love, and I'm like,
this one, it's
okay.
One is so anxiety inducing. I finished it. I thought it was not great. I thought it was fine. It was whatever. I wasn't like fuck. I wish I didn't watch that. It was TV, and then when I saw it fucking getting the nominations for comedy. I was like, on what planet was that a comedy?
I hate that.
And
it's
then,
like if it's not like death, murder, like love, it just falls into comedy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's not. It is by no means a comedy. And then in season 2, they almost started leaning into that, like so they can get comedy again. Like in season 2, there's some fucking eye-rolling comedy where it's like when I don't know if you saw it, but like he fucking finds the dust in the ceiling and all falls on his head, or like when they
like
reveal she's pregnant and like the wall falls down and like the whole room pounds out and like it's not great. Paz, can I have another water, please? And it wasn't whatever. I didn't like it, and everyone with me. I think when I was texting with Dave last night, first of all, a little offended that I told him I'll be interested to hear your thoughts when you're done. I thought that meant I got a text. I did not get a text. I was like, when we just scroll on his thing, I was like, wait, you watched it? Like, I thought he didn't get to it.
Here's your thoughts.
I'm such an idiot.
Imagine if he just sent you the video.
Here's my tweet.
Here's my thoughts.
Which I get like that. And that I hate when I'm like, fuck, I gotta go text the person I told him and talked about this. Like,
yeah.
But we had by no means a long conversation, but a longer one than Dave. Dave and I have like three conversations a year. We probably exchanged 4 texts each. But I think when he kept saying episode 6, maybe I misremember. I think I told him as much. I was like, I think they're talking about season 6, episode 2, because that's what I was told in episode 2 was season 6. Season 2 was episode 6, because that's the one with like Mulaney and Bob Odenkirk and Jamie Lee Curtis, and it's a flashback and John Bernthal. In season 2, episode 6
of The Bear.
Yeah.
Got it.
Is like the flashback.
So, that must be what Clem was talking about too.
Thank you very much. But that's not the season finale.
But
everyone talked about it as a masterpiece, and that was when I finally bailed. I bailed. I got through half episode 6, and I was like, this still isn't doing it for me. I think the show's just not for me. Yeah. Which again, I understand. I can see good actors doing it, and I don't know. It's just the story doesn't do it for me.
I thought like White Lotus season 1, I thought was horrible, and people were sucking its dick. But White Lotus season 2, I thought was better, like easier watch, and like okay. But do you watch Euphoria?
No,
I don't watch Euphoria, but I can understand that it's like it's an amazing show. Zendaya is an amazing actress. The music, you can just tell it looks different. It's just like okay, that is a work of art. The viewers are through the roof. But other than that, I just feel like it kind of is what we used to say. Like it used to be like, oh, the new Netflix show is out. And then we got to a point where it was like, the new Netflix show sucks. Yeah. I think that's like a lot of things. Like, just whatever's like making a little bit of buzz in the latest world of streaming does not mean it's like that good or, there's just so much. You can't possibly all be that good, guys, We need like a new scale of sorts where it's like, you should just be like good shows and bad shows, Now there's something in between. Have you watched Sunny? Have you caught up?
I haven't caught up on
Sunny. Yeah, like it's Sunny is in an interesting spot, and I don't mean this as a slight towards them nor towards you, because I feel like Sunny is like a sketch show almost right now, where it's like they're doing skits, kind of.
Really?
They're like there was that story in the news about the guy cheating in chess like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And then people on Reddit were jokingly saying, how could this guy possibly be cheating? And one of the people on Reddit was joking about maybe this guy put a vibrator in his ass and was buzzing. And that people wrote headlines like that was like a real thing that happens in the chess. Yeah. I think that was just somebody fucking around. Maybe I'm wrong. Either way, they did an episode on that. That to me feels like the way you guys do it, where it's like something happens in the news and you're like, oh, we should do a skit about that.
Yeah.
They just do a whole TV show arc about it. But it feels to me more like they've done so much. They've done the characters to death. There's no more to
But that's
reveal.
kind of always what it's been. It's been more about not specific stories, about larger ideas, like gun control and
yes.
Gang find the dumpster baby.
Absolutely. That I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying it's almost like that's the level they've gotten to, where it's like just pick any topic and how would the gang approach that?
Right.
Because the gang is so well established and so beloved, and everybody gets all the jokes. So now you can kind of do that for everything, you know?
Yeah. Gang solves the fucking North Korean crisis. Gang solves, gangs. What's the one with Israel?
Peace in the Middle East or whatever.
It's when the
gang goes jihad.
Yeah, gang goes jihad. When the guy's like, he's like, he comes into the bar. And he's like, yeah, I used to live in Israel, but I had to get my family out of there. And like, oh yeah, well, you gotta. And then he leaves, and they're like, what the fuck's going on in Israel?
When they're doing like talking like that, like that is so perfect. All of the episodes are like, all of them have moments that I'm like, that was really fucking funny.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, I don't think there's any episode that I would put up against season 3, 4, 6. Like the really good
season
ones.
3 is the height of any television, I think.
It's really that. It's up there.
We have a dozen thing coming up that I don't know. We have a dozen thing coming up, and
is that your niche? Season 3, Sunny.
It was my niche is all TV, as all TVs, all TV series, and Jeff was like, I need a season for every.
You said 3,
and I was like, just go 3 all of them, because I didn't want to specifically think. But also,
that usually is probably a good bet though on shows.
Because I think season 1, you find you're like, okay, this idea works.
Yeah.
And then, but this character needs a little tweaking.
Season 2 needs a little building.
Season 2, season 1 you get your characters. Season 2 you kind of refine them. Season 3 you hit your stride. Season 4 is great. And then you like get too popular and kind of start your downswing probably.
Right. In Sonny's case, you're halfway.
Yeah, right.
You know? Third.
And I actually don't think. I think Sonny like season 8 is one of the best seasons. Like,
I still think there's one-off episodes here and there that are like, that was an all-time great. There's moments still that are. I mean, there's a scene. Charlie's eating nickels in one of them. That episode is amazing. Dennis, it's something about like trying to like swim.
Actually,
with
the
big
most
fish.
recent season of Sunny, when they're all in Ireland, I thought was fucking unbelievable.
They're doing different things.
Yeah,
that was the dance, the Ireland. These are like we're gonna try like challenge ourselves almost. The episode with Dennis and everybody trying to impress. Oh, it's the episode with Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston. That's a classic. Yeah. Aaron Paul and Cranston are amazing in it. Dennis and Mac trying to impress them, thinking that Aaron Paul is Malcolm in the Middle, is so. The whole episode, they think they're going to meet Malcolm in the Middle, the dad from Malcolm in the Middle, and Malcolm, and it's actually Breaking Bad. And Charlie, and they're trying to pitch a new drink called Nickelschlager, where instead of gold, it has nickels in it. So Charlie is just drinking nickels, and he's like, oh, my stomach, and he's puking everywhere, and he's like, they're like, what's wrong with you? He's like, I've been puking all day on account of the nickels. And then they're like, why are you drinking nickels? He goes, it's because of my Schlager play. And when he said Schlager play, I was in hysterics. So that one, Max dressed like Michael Jordan from the 90s, like great. That's great. The rest of them are like, I can't even judge it. It's just like you guys are so on another level that the way I judge your episodes is different. You know, they're just so fucking impressive. It really is unbelievable. Also, quickly to wrap up some other big things going on TV. Hijack is also Apple TV, I think.
Hijack's Apple TV.
Hijack's fun. It's a plain hijack.
Yeah.
When I first saw a series about a hijack, I was like, that's That's a movie.
Right.
Like, you're going to stretch this out. But they're doing good. I love Idris Elba.
Yeah.
I think there is some payoff coming as, like, who they are and what's going on and shit. I enjoy it.
I got eyes on the boyfriend.
The boyfriend.
The Idris Elba's wife's boyfriend.
Oh, the guy looking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. That's fun. Silo on Apple TV is cool. If you've ever seen Snowpiercer, it's instead of a train, they live in a silo, but it's the same sort of idea. That is very cool. I'm watching a TNT show. It's called The Lazarus Effect. It's actually a BBC show. Not the other one. Sky. That's on. It's at least on TNT, like on demand. I don't know if it's on like their regular channel, but it's like a sci-fi idea that there's a government agency that can turn back time to stop extinction level events from happening. And the idea is like,
I think I've seen the commercial.
There's been like 6 things throughout history that have required them to rewind time, but it might take.
By the way, that's Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, then I'm gonna like
Dial
it.
of Destiny.
That makes sense. That sounds awesome. Did you like it? I haven't seen it yet.
I
told myself I'm gonna go. I love that shit. I was like, I'm gonna go opening day. I never do.
I'm a big indie guy. The first half hour is like watching a cartoon.
In what sense?
It's like it's all CG'd and he's got fucking reverse aging.
De-aging?
It's actually pretty good. It's not as bad as it was.
He has de-aged enough in real life. They should have just like let him do it. Like,
when they show they cut to real life, which is not 2023, obviously. It's like 19. They just landed on the moon, so 1960 something. 9. He's like an old drunk. He's like waking up like in his fucking lazy boy. Harrison Ford is Jack City. Paz, Google, see if you can get the Harrison Ford Indiana Jones shirtless.
Because he's also been doing
ripped
1883, 1923, whatever that one is.
Yeah.
So he's probably been playing a fucking, You know what is really funny? When you go back and look at 80s movie stars,
they're
regular ass dudes.
Oh yeah, that was in the documentary Bigger, Faster, Stronger. They talk about that, how like
you look at Bruce Willis in Die Hard, he's like a regular fucking guy.
Yeah. It's old, put like old or something like that. It's like it's he's not de-aged. It's just Harrison Ford now.
Wait, so you're saying in the movie he's jacked, or you're saying this is an old picture?
No, I'm saying like in the movie he's jacked.
Yeah.
Like,
currently, like the new one. Yeah. So you need like 2023 Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah, he I would say he's probably, I bet you he's bigger now than he was then. Because he's probably like, shooting roids with the rest of these fucks.
I can't find it, but he... No, but I mean, he's...
Yeah, he's like 80, isn't he? Like, it's crazy that he even did the movie. Remember, he broke his leg, then he needed to, like, stop shooting because he broke bones during the middle of it.
He does this thing where he's, like, kind of rolling out of the lazy boy, kind of, like, has, like, one, like, arm like this.
See those
riblets? Flexing.
Yeah.
The motherfucker's got obliques.
Those are, yeah, that's shit's fucking crazy.
It's wild. He's and then it's, like, the first thing that comes back from, like, the cartoon... Again, it's not cartoon. There's real actors in it, but it's so CG'd. But I thought the last hour and a half, whatever, was great.
So it's a slow start.
It's not even slow. It's just like it's so CG.
So they only made one other. They made the 3.
Yeah, and then the Shia LaBeouf
and then one,
and
then this.
Yeah,
I would have thought that the Shia LaBeouf one was like 2, maybe 3. The way in my mind, it's like, oh, they ruined the series. There's just one.
Yeah,
it's like, all right. So they just had one bad episode. They didn't do one without him or anything like that. I heard Spielberg watch this and said, like, wow, I thought I was the only one who could do this series.
Oh, like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it Lucas? Whoever it was. I think it's Spielberg, yeah. Was like, they were like, he nailed it and, like, get my full approval.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I love Mads Mikkelsen, too, who plays the bad guy.
Yeah, he is great. Cool. So that was the movie. And this a lot of this came about because I was talking about Covenant. Covenant is, I got from Dave as well. Dave was raving about it the other day, being like, "This is the best movie I've ever seen." And I was like, "What? I never even heard of this." Jake Gyllenhaal in a Guy Ritchie film about war. I legit don't think I even knew it existed.
I knew about it.
I'm trying to think of like if I saw commercials or anything, and it bombed. $55 million budget, $21 million at the box office, and I only watched it because of Dave, and I thought it was fucking great, like edge of your seat type of. I think it's probably pretty real. It's about interpreters in Afghanistan and how they get like fucked over, which I think is a real thing, and then the actual gunfights and getting through the Taliban infested Afghanistan hills are probably maybe not so real. I don't know, but shit was fire.
Yeah,
shit was fire. And I was trying to think of the best flops ever. I didn't know Fight Club like bombed.
I saw that too.
Fight Club bombed apparently, like one of the worst all time. Shawshank only made like $20 million in the box office. A bunch of comedies. They had like Big Lebowski, Office Space, but those make sense because those are like the cult classics, you know. I could see Shawshank being like, I don't know, this seems like a depressing ass movie, but like, fuck that. But I think all of those made like broke even, made $1 million. This is like a $30 million bomb.
That's
unless it somehow kills it in streaming and makes up for it. I think
nothing's ever done.
Yeah, I don't think that's even possible. I would probably put it up there with like the best like bomb I've ever seen, best flop ever.
Well, I like watching Pav's Google things, so I can just critique in my head. That's not how you Google that.
Yeah, that's bad Google. Because that's
biggest box office flops. No, these are gonna be bad movies.
It's gonna be
come on, Pavs.
The best. It's gonna be the best movies of all time that flopped in the box office.
Yeah.
That's how you have to word it. Because those are just gonna be movies that
high
suck.
budget movies that weren't good. Come on.
But you had it. You had the autofill, and you didn't fucking take it. Yeah, Babylon was on a lot of lists. I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that.
This is, I think, the exact list I looked at. And if you look at this, it's still a lot of movies that you're like, I don't know what that is. That's a weird one.
They're like the Oscar bait.
Yeah.
So bait, but you know what I mean.
So the fact that like it's just a kind of an action movie with like a good plot is cool, you know?
Yeah. The fucking I saw the tweet that what's the Flash?
That shit bombed.
It's gonna end with less than Green Lantern.
Dude, I could have told you that though.
Domestically, I think.
This is why people need to fucking.
Oh, Long Shot was a great one.
This is why people need to hire me and us for this shit. Like, I could have told you probably several movies ago that Marvel was cooked. They're like just figuring it out now. Huh?
DC.
Okay.
Superhero
movies. Yeah. But like, I knew there was enough buzz about Doctor Strange that like they were gonna make that movie, and like some of these things you like needed to see through. I could have told you that the Flash with that fucking goddamn guy who's only in the news because he like assaults people or whatever. I mean, that had no shot, no fucking
I was
shot.
Gonna see it because there's so much buzz about it. Where I think
they
even got a pull quote from Tom Cruise being like, "It's everything you want in action."
Oh, maybe I'm wrong then because I didn't hear any of that. I was like the fucking.
Oh no! It had like it was
buzz?
Before coming out. Yeah, it was like. This
so did it have a good big weekend and then no?
It had.
That's almost the worst.
I think it had a acceptable opening weekend, but one that was probably like
you get no return people and you get no word of mouth.
Yeah,
that's almost the worst thing that can happen.
I think all the word of mouth was. That was incredibly overhyped.
Yeah,
like not bad. I don't even say it was bad, but I think everyone was like, because the hype coming into it was like the greatest. Like again, like Tom Cruise requested to see it. His comment was like, "It's everything you want in an action movie," which is a pretty benign comment. After like you gotta say something when you request to see it.
Yeah, and you can't be like, "Well, I wish I didn't waste my time on that."
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
And there was like the flat. I think because there was. At least internet rumors about just not even putting it out because of everything that whatever they get into. What's their name? Fucking Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, it's so good. It was never even considered not putting it out. Blah 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 blah. And like everyone saw it and was like, it's fine. It's whatever.
I mean, and then it's just the worst timing of all. Because maybe if that was like a few years ago, and everyone was like had superhero fever.
Yeah.
But what are they have
Warrior, a great one.
Great movie. Somebody put out an article the other day. I think it was Bob Iger's quote was like, Disney, Star Wars, and
we make less,
and Marvel are gonna make less. Like, thank God, dude. Like, 5 years too late, because those would be at least like a little more hype if you get like one every couple of years or something like that. It's just like you just don't feel. I don't feel like you have to see any of these anymore.
No,
you know,
I haven't seen any since.
And it really is just never gonna work until you get like the core back. You know. If you're going to do Iron Man, Thor, Spider-Man, Captain America, that's it. The rest are like good spin-off bit characters and shit, not full movies. Okay, voicemail time. Let's do it.
Hang on, I'm going to pee.
3?
2. Well, 3 got me twice.
Yeah. I have peed 0 times. Now, I could pee right now if I needed to.
I could pee, but now I'm self-conscious about doing it.
Yes.
I mean, you guys haven't gone fucking 3 times yet. You're allowed to go.
I've gone twice.
Huh?
I've gone twice.
Maybe you got a little bitch boy bladder.
Here you go.
Actually, no, I'll just. This is gonna be like 30. No, I'm gonna go.
Wow.
No.
Wow. 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 That was the most. You were up there doing the lambada, twiddling around and shit, doing a dance move. That was like a TikTok.
Did you get that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Jackie!
No, it's recording. Are you recording yourself right now?
Why don't you have the camera on you?
But I do, but I'm not gonna. I didn't know. I wasn't like.
I didn't know I was gonna.
I didn't know I was gonna like do that.
But it still should have been on, right?
No, it's on.
It's on technically, but like that's a whole. I have to like go get the stems and like that's a whole. That's not gonna go in the. I'm not putting that.
I'm just not gonna do it. You're just not gonna put it in.
My job, not doing it.
Unreal. You're gonna do a gang video. That's that. Okay. Then you either have to put that video in or do a gang video.
I'll honestly, again, the effort. I'll do a gang video.
Okay.
You'll make money from the gang video too. So
you have to do like a full. How long do those girls go for?
Hours.
I also,
So people stop
I
paying.
don't fully understand what the gang video.
So you got to watch it. You got to figure out exactly what it is. You have to have like followers. Like they're obviously not going to pay you money. Maybe some weirdos will.
Yeah.
No,
But-
they definitely
Well,
will.
let me watch, like see what I'm getting myself into before I
They
decide
definitely
to
will.
make the video.
Yeah, like it'll be more like you can just send Jackie emojis. And do they know? Do they tell you? Is there like a key
Yeah.
Yeah.
for what thing each week? Like Jackie's just refusing to do her job again. She did something funny, and I was like, "Oh, that'll be funny." She's like, "Oh, I'm not putting it on the show." She's like, "It's too much. It's too much effort."
The camera wasn't on me, so then in order to get the camera, I have to like take the stems and I have to put the whole thing and I have to upload it. It's a bunch of gigabytes, and then I have to synchronize the audio.
Is what her job is.
know?
And she was just like, she goes, "I'm not going to do that. That's just not going to be in the episode." And I was like, "You leave me with no choice." So I said she has to do. I said you can either put that in the episode, or you can do it with a gang
And the whole
popcorn
time we've
video.
been talking, the camera's not been on me.
It's crazy because she said she was like, "I'm going to pee too." Wait, no, I'm not. Wait, no, I think I am. Wait, no, I'm not. She's like 4 times. It was just like spinning around in a circle. And then she was just like, "No, I'm not going to put that in." Looked me right in the eye. And she goes, "It's just too much work. I'm not going to do it." And I can't do anything.
I'm powerless.
I would like to be like, "What the fuck?" I just can't. She's just like, "Okay."
You can put it in yourself. If you want it in, you can put it in yourself. Be my guest.
All right.
Okay.
Play the voicemails.
Today's voicemails are brought to you by Pirate Water, which are perfect. The voicemails have been just the craziest, most random thoughts of our fan base for, almost 11 years now.
And I think they've ramped up with the Pirate Water.
Yes, right now
I
we're
think-
doing our weekly contest,
Yeah.
and they really have been on another level since we announced it. Every week, we will pick one voicemail as the voicemail of the week to get a Pirate Water merch care package, which means all sorts of weird Pirate Water stuff that you get a whole treasure chest full of booty, Pirate Water style, based on whoever delivers the funniest question or the best fun fact or storytelling, whatever it may be. The best voicemails get only the best in Pirate Water and the merch care package. So make sure you go to the KFC Radio social media to submit your videos. Make sure you bring the heat, tell your best story, leave your best message, and you can win that care package, along with going to drinkpiratewater.com to find a location near you or to order it directly to your house. There's 4 different flavors. You can see them here. You got the orange, green, yellow, and red, which is Sex on the Beach, Margarita, Bahama Mama, and Miami Vice. $2, 10% alcohol by volume. It's the drink of the summer. Young people are drinking it when they party. Older people are drinking it when they want to get loose. It's all around a smash hit from the world of KFC Radio through the Plan Brie universe. Pirate Water is everywhere this summer. So go to drinkpiratewater.com to find Pirate Water in a location near you or order on GoPuff. Winners of the best voicemail get the care package.
Okay, I have two things. First one wasn't going to say, but then I could really use some Pirate Water. Kevin, you broke up my engagement. And I just want to say, like, I play the podcast around the house. Obviously, we live together. Everything was great. We went to Europe. And then you're always preaching, hey, why get married in your 20s? I'm 24. He's 27. And every message is like, you're an idiot. Don't get married in your 20s. That's terrible. So guess what? I'm not getting married in my 20s. He broke up with me 5 days before my dress came in. So if you could also, like, manifest someone buying my dress, it'd be incredible. Second thing, you guys were talking on the podcast the other day about, like, Jackie was mentioning how women are more emotional in, like, fighting and stuff. And I read a Harvard paper that was recently published, and they, like, have not been doing neurology research on female mice because they were nervous, like, all the hormones and everything were going to mess up the research. Big thing in research as a whole. And then this study just came out, and they're like, actually, female mice brains are more stable in, like, a certain space than male mice, and we should just been studying them all along if you're going to pick one gender or the other. And also, men's hormonal cycle is 24 hours. 24 hours! Women is so predictable. You know what time of the month is our time of the month, and we're going to be a mess. Men, you change throughout the day, 24 hours all day. You get so angry. That's just...
Wait.
Miss me with that.
Okay. A lot to undress.
First of all,
unpack here.
Happy with where that went.
Yeah.
I was like, uh-oh.
I'm going back to screening these. We've been on a hot streak where everyone I just pick is good, but going back to screening these.
Oh my god. I didn't know. I was like, where is it?
Was there any part of you that was like, Because let me tell you who would have that part of them. I don't think so. You look like my type.
I was going to say, if there is a girl that I would have fucked while she was married, it would look like you. It would look like you. Imagine if she was like, yeah, so Kevin, like you broke up my engagement, like you fucked me, and I didn't tell you, but I was engaged, and he found out, and
I'm like, pregnant, by the way.
There was no, I've never fucked anybody who was married, so I know, like, there was no part of me like that, but there was a part of me that was like, did we, like, DM or sex or something? Because, again, you look like that person who, well, I mean,
yeah.
Yes, some of that. Yes, you fucking prude.
My God, you are audacious,
bro. I mean, when I get Jonah Hill, it's gonna be not for like controlling shit like that, just for like Jesus Christ. I think that's been made officially illegal enough that people aren't doing that, right? These days.
I don't know about text, pics. You flashing pickies?
All of that shit. but even I know that the texts aren't, but like I feel like it's kind of become like a package thing where at least everybody sort of shames the person too.
Yeah.
You know, like there's at least enough of a. There was a moment there during time where everybody who did that kind of got like praised, you know, and I think a lot of times people are just like, that's fucked up, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway. Chick's hot. I didn't bring up her marriage. Whatever. I mean, you're welcome. She's 24. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, when I say don't get married in your 20s, it's usually like 29 that I'm talking about. It's definitely for 24. He's 27. That's kind of in that range of like, I think you're crazy and you're young, but it's not like
you should only get married if like you're 24, like if you live in a swing state.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, you know, I don't know your life. Like, sometimes it does make sense where it's just like, I live in this little, like, you know, one stoplight town and this is all I have, whatever. But I don't know. Start an OnlyFans. It'll be fine. But this also means that she probably was engaged for a little while. She probably got like engaged at like 23.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Right.
And that's probably from a
got
guy.
Engaged. If you're going to have your bachelor party at like a Senor Frogs.
Yeah, come on. Dude, if I was 27, I think if you're like 27 and up and you're engaged to like a 23-year-old, that's almost like on you to be like, you're too young. Like, don't do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you're like controlling. That's like weird. It's, I don't know. I'd be like, you need to live a little more before, even if I do want to marry you. That's fucking bizarre.
By the way, speaking of bachelorette parties real quick, the most, I don't know if it's feminist or misogynistic thing. I just remembered. my mom, when we were in Amsterdam,
Radio. Coin flip.
We saw a bachelorette party,
and
she goes, God, so fucking lame. and I was like, it's just like, it's just bachelor parties. Like, guys do it too. She's like, guys can do it. They're fucking idiots. Women shouldn't do this shit.
Yes, dude. It's so true, though. It's like, you know, and you know what? I think it's official. I think it's been coming for a long time, and my inspiration for this was the dog walk the other day. They were doing something on bachelor parties, and the clip was those guys just being like, I just want to like hang out with my buddies and play pool basketball.
Yeah.
I think it's official. Put it in the books that it's just about like hanging out with the dudes. And
I think that's an age thing.
And
I think if you're excited about your bachelor party, you shouldn't get married. I think that's a better thing than age. I think you should get married if you're kind of dreading your bachelor party. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Because they've always said it's for the other guy.
For the other guys, right?
Like, that guy who's on it is either married for a long time or not married.
Yes, I could definitely see that. I'm just saying that, like, I think there was a time, I remember writing blogs being like, this stupid fucking, like, we're going to play capture the flag and we're going to, like, paintball. Like, the pendulum was like, we're going to, like, fuck hookers and do blow. Yeah. And then the pendulum went so far the other way that I was like, let's get back to, like, partying and, like, regular shit because I don't want to, like, play these, like, wacky, zany games and activities and shit. And I think we finally settled in the middle where it's like, I want to just go somewhere where everyone can like sit in a pool or at a bar, at a table, could just be in a fucking field for all I care, and just come up with the inside jokes and the clowning. It's almost like the activities that you do are only to put yourselves in position where jokes can occur and funny things can happen, and you can come up with these memories. I said my favorite part of the bachelor party these days is the text chain or email chain that might come out of it, because it's like you know the shit that you're talking about for weeks to come afterwards. I think that most people have settled on, I just want to hang out with the dudes, and that might be an age thing because it's so infrequent when you get older.
My dad was my uncle's best man and like planned his bachelor party. My uncle got married later in life, and they just went to the vineyard and like we had a house out there at the time and like just stayed at our house and went shark fishing. I was like, this is the lamest fucking thing. Yeah. And now I'm like, dude, that would be so dope.
But you think that even I guess young guys are still looking to party and all that shit. But I think every age at this point might know that it's all about like the hang and not like the club or the girls or the drugs or whatever. It's like, it's just, I mean, you know, you always come out of it with like, this guy's got a new nickname and this guy got a new, you know, a whole new story and like, remember this, remember that. That is the point of bachelor parties, and probably always has been, but we just, you know, kind of got lost of it. Maybe you're right. Maybe you don't realize that until you're older, but I think the sooner you realize that and execute that, the better. That's what the bachelor party's about. Anyway,
buy this girl's dress.
I'll buy your dress. But cost approved, like pending approval of the cost.
Wait, you serious?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
I had some thinking through this. I'm like, no, wait.
That would be funny.
What would I do with like a?
How much does a dress cost? Like $2,000?
Well, that's the thing. They can range from like, you know, $2,000 to like 20 grand. You know?
That's
so
crazy.
I'm like,
pop it right here next to your
well,
wedding
that's what I
outfit.
was thinking. That's what I was thinking. If like, I need to find some way to justify a couple $1,000s worth of value.
Yeah.
I've got some money to play with, not like that kind of money.
Finally make this office nice.
Just have a dress. Maybe I'll buy.
That is how you make cool shit. You just acquire random things.
I will. Maybe I'll buy.
Not buy couches on fucking.
Maybe I'll buy the dress and make Jackie wear it while she does gang videos. All that shit she said about female mice. I don't know. Shut up, bitch.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's kind of funny to me that if we're taking her at face value, that scientists were like, we can't even use female mice. They're so fucking crazy. Chicks are so fucking crazy. We're not even gonna look at female mice brains.
It's actually the perfect example of how men and women interact, because most scientists are gonna be men, at least. Still, I think it's changing.
Probably,
it's
yeah.
changing a little bit, but
yeah.
I think a majority of scientists. I would venture to guess the men who are like, we can't fucking use female mice. The scientists who are like, we can't fucking use female mice are men.
Are dudes, yeah.
But that's the perfect, like, explanation of how men and women interact. Where it's like, we can't fucking do that. And then you do it and like, oh, it's totally normal.
It's absolutely fine. We should have been doing this the whole time.
Like, oh, I
time.
can't. She can't find out about that. And then you're like, oh, she doesn't care. It's good. Like, that is the worry that we can't interact with women far outweighs when it's like, oh wait, never mind, she's just normal.
I will say to answer her point though, like, it's the eye test. What, you're just gonna tell me that guys are crazier than girls? It's just not true.
Yeah.
Come on, we just know it's not true. And about the hormones, guys are on it like all the time, and girls, listen, even girls know this. I see girls complaining about it all the time. It's like you have your pre-week, and then you have the week of, and then the next week you're like recovering from it, and then it starts all over again. You bitches are on some sort of level with your period where you're annoying about it 30 days a month.
I was going to say, I don't know if this is an argument for or against that. I really don't. But, like, never, and I think I've said this before, never once in my life have I interacted with a woman and been like, she's on her period right now. Like, I can never, ever tell. I don't know if that's my idiocy or if that's like
I for sure have done that.
I could be just the people I deal with are usually always volatile.
I think like, it's one thing if you're like there are assholes who are like, what are you on your period? And it's like, no, I'm just like calling you out for like cheating on me. You know? It's like something like very justified. You're like, what are you on your period? It's more like there are times where like I've been in like a conversation or something where like all of a sudden it's intensely emotional and like crying, and I'm like, it's usually when I'm like, how the fuck is this that big of a deal right now? And then I'm so sorry, I'm up here, and I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. I don't realize it in the moment, but usually I'm like, oh yeah, that for sure tracks.
One time I was dating this girl, and I was like at dinner. She was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm just like feeling really like I'm just like down today." She's like, "Oh, it's probably because She's like, "Probably because I'm on my period, and it rubs off on guys. Like if you spend enough time together, your cycles sync." And the guy, this is not true. She was just like for like months. I believe that like when she got her period,
you don't have a cycle.
Yeah, it's
true for girls. It's not true for guys.
It's not. It's true for guys. But not that, like, you're not cycling up. It's
that your girlfriend's being a bitch and you're fighting.
Spending your time around a fucking depressing person.
I was so naive that I believed it. They're like her hormones like rubbed off.
Like you could say that like John rubs off on people. Like they're like, let's be happy, and then they want to kill themselves in 6 months. Like your crankiness coincides with my crankiness because I purposely make your life a miserable living hell. But you don't have any sort of cycle going on, bro.
I was fully convinced it was scientific. I was like, that makes sense.
No, I'm psycho. I'm linked up with my girlfriend. I'm in a bad mood today.
That is very funny.
She's in a bad mood. I'm in a bad mood.
Yeah, like fucking solidarity, man. All right.
No, she just put you in a bad mood.
What's up, everyone? So I was listening to an episode from weeks or months ago about something about someone breaking their dick, or you guys were kind of talking about how does that happen or something. And essentially the same thing happened to me when I was like 16 or 17. I was having sex, and essentially the person backed up, and I went forward, and immediately my dick like hit the edge, and just like broke the tip of my dick, and there was blood everywhere, and like your dick gets super small because obviously you lose all the blood right away, and I was too afraid to essentially go to the doctor or anything because I just didn't really know what to expect of what would happen in terms of my parents finding out or anyone else. And so for the next 2 months, I essentially just stuffed paper towels into my pants when I would go to school because it would bleed like all the time for the most part. And even a point again with the person, and while they were going down on me, I like started bleeding again, like in their mouth. So it was a whole ordeal. And then during a basketball game, I was wearing white shorts, and in the middle of the game, I started bleeding. And to come up with an excuse, because people started noticing these things and hearing the story, was that I said that my dick got caught on my zipper in my pants, and then the pants zipper got stuck in the garage door, and when the garage door went up, it broke the tip of my dick. So my question is, what's like the stupidest
Go back.
excuse or story you come up with?
You said something about garage door.
Got stuck in the garage door, and when the garage door went up.
Go back again.
Yeah.
And to come up with an excuse, because people started noticing these things and hearing the story, was that I said that my dick got caught on my zipper in my pants, and then the pants zipper got stuck on the garage door, and when the garage door went up, it broke the tip of my dick. So my question is, what's like the stupidest excuse or story you've come up with something that either didn't need to be said, or
that's the stupidest excuse I've ever heard in my life.
So let me know. Thanks.
But, bro
wrote a cartoon in his head.
Your pants zipper got caught in the garage door.
So I think I caught my zipper, then my pants got caught in the garage door. Next thing you know, I'm hanging over the fucking car. What are you talking about?
Like the zipper would have been enough. You could have just said I got caught in the zipper.
You understand the best lies are based in realism, right? Not,
I'm hanging from the door.
Not Rick and Morty episodes. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? By the way, quick joke. That guy wouldn't be allowed to play high school basketball in Texas. This chick's kicking our ass.
First of all, breaking your dick is one of the few things that really makes me go like, oh,
yeah.
Like it hurts my body. Having that happen at 16, 17 is like that like ruined that guy. Like I wouldn't, if you told me that guy like abuses people, I'd be like, well, he went through this traumatic experience at such a young age.
I was thinking about that the other day. I forget why. Like, we don't recognize, I think, enough that the most powerful people in the world, at least in the future, are children. Like I was thinking of like when I raised my hand once in elementary school. Yeah. And someone was like, "That was so dumb," and I was like,
"Did that ever did you?"
I was like, "Okay, I'll never raise my hand again." And like
that's that.
That altered the complete trajectory of my life.
Yes.
I never asked the question again.
Yep.
I never made it known that I didn't completely understand something.
Yep.
I could have been like a much smarter, different person if one person one time
just didn't say that to you.
It completely changed who I was.
Dude, I had a screaming match with Keegan this weekend about drawing a strawberry. We do this thing. You watch a YouTube video and you draw along with it. And Shay is really good at it. A couple years ahead of him, and he was struggling like right off the bat. And he was like, "Fuck this! Not doing this. I'm not. I hate it. I'm bad at it. It's not working." And I was like, "Come on, like you got to do it. You got to do it." And he wouldn't do it, and I started like giving him examples. I was like, the first time you did martial arts, you left. You said, "I'm never doing that again. I hate it. I'm not good at it." And now look at you. You're breaking boards and all that. And he goes, he's screaming, tears streaming. He's like, "I'm good at martial arts. I'm not good at drawing strawberries." And I am screaming at him. I'm like, "We're doing another one." I was like, "I don't care. Like, it's you can do it. You have to believe in yourself, and we're drawing a strawberry." And he's like, "No, I can't do it, Dad." I mean, literally screaming at each other like two dudes would, not like a father and son. I'm just like, if you're gonna give up on things like this, I was like, this is an important moment in your life. I was like, you're so hard on yourself, and you want to give up with things. You're trying a strawberry. And then like. He couldn't do, like, he got through like the first step and was like, "Oh, okay, I'm good at this. I like this." You fucking asshole. So now I have I sat them both down and I was like, we have a code word now. It's called strawberries. And I'm like, next time you're afraid to go up to the plate, next time you're afraid to do the balance beam, you have a presentation at school, like whatever, you're gonna do it. You're gonna be fine. I'm gonna tell you strawberries, and I'm like, because who fucking knows if you have a moment like that, like your life is. You could just be like, I'm never drawing the strawberry. I'm never gonna try anything ever again. And I was like, how do you stop that? Like, how do you parent that? Like, there's gonna be a million of those instances, you know?
It's impossible because some kid is gonna be able to be like, you're bad at that, and you can go,
okay,
fuck.
Never gonna. Yeah.
Right.
Why would I ever do that? Yeah,
I could be a fucking horse girl right now. I could be a fucking
It's crazy.
It just like
the butterfly effect.
It was
nuts.
literally like I never asked the question ever again. Ever again. And then fucking 25 years later, I'm tweeting out, hey, why is it called a D-bag? I learned how to use my stupidity. I didn't get any smarter. I learned how to use the stupidity.
I harnessed my stupidity for good.
For good. But like, if I didn't figure out how to work with my stupidity,
you'd be in a ditch.
I'd just be like, I'd be like, I don't know. I just never asked the question.
You actually are the like. I used to say Dave is the dumbest man, the dumbest millionaire of all time. You know, you might be the most successful dumb person ever in that regard for your level of stupidity.
Never.
It's not stupidity. It's your level of like that kind of shit. Where it's just like, I don't know. I'm just never gonna try or say anything ever again. But like, look where you are. Most people like that end up like shooting up the school. You're fucking just hanging out here. You know, could be worse. All right, last voicemail.
By the way, dude, just for the record, as dumb as I was and continue to be, if my dick bled for 3 weeks, I would talk to somebody.
We didn't even finish the question. Yo, that was so perfect. When you are 16, 17, 15, in that range, when you're so afraid of just telling your parents things that you would let your dick bleed for days on end. Like, bro, just tell your parents that you lost your virginity and it didn't go well, and they'll help you from stopping your dick bleeding out all day, every day. Like,
changing your shorts at halftime because you can't, like,
because your dick's bleeding during hoops.
Your parents you've been running through the bounty rolls at home. They're like, what the hell's going on?
You're like, why is there no more paper towel? You're fucking wrapping that shit up like a mummy.
Now,
like it's not like you're.
I'm somebody who has wrapped their dick in paper towels before because they were scared to tell their parents that their dick was bleeding. It was a zipper situation. Didn't get caught in the garage door. Didn't get caught in a zipper.
Didn't get lifted off the ground by the garage door.
But it did, and it was. I did give it a wrap. It actually made paper towel. Toilet paper, not paper towels. You know, working.
You
with
caught the
things.
shaft or the ball?
Shaft. And like right at the base, like where like the bat wing of it.
On the underside.
Yeah. I think I was like just pulling it out.
Was your dick up and you?
I don't know.
Like doing the waistband tuck?
I don't understand how it even happened, but like
you must be doing the waistband tuck sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe that. I don't know. I don't know why.
Zipping up your pants with a boner.
Because I don't take the whole thing out. My buddy the other day for the first time told me.
I love how
he takes the whole thing out.
Dick and balls?
Yeah.
Through the zipper?
Yeah, when he takes a piss.
Yeah, some people do that.
No, I
think you have to have a bigger dick for that.
Really?
If I were to put my balls out with my dick, it would be. He said that like a puppy dog going, like, really? If I had balls in the way of my dick, I don't think the pee would be an easy situation. Because my dick would be like almost propped up by my balls a little bit, you know?
So when I take my dick and balls out of my
I totally do that too. So when I absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
It's good thing I'm in a good mood.
Yeah. Don't you think though? You know what I'm saying? It would almost like it would be like pointed up almost.
Yeah.
Or even if you have that over, it would be like I'd have to push it down to get into the toilet.
To go with the stupidity, I might have just tried to zip it up while it was still out. That's not out of the realm.
Yeah, that actually makes sense because you at the bottom of it.
But
imagine dude. your dick bleeding. First of all, wearing white shorts is a little suspect. You ever wear white shorts to play ball? I never wore white shorts.
I'm thinking. I pictured it, he was
a uniform.
Yeah, but also I don't think it's crazy to wear white shorts. I don't guess I don't play basketball, but like
I think it's a little weird. My I guess uniforms are, but I never wear like white. Whatever. Anyway, if you're playing ball and you're just like all of a sudden like, and it's like seeping into your shorts, that's a lot of fucking blood. That's a problem. That's not like, oh shit, something uncomfortable, and you look and there's like a little bit. It's like, if you need to change your shorts because of blood, I'm surprised you're not like passing out. That's a catastrophe. And obviously this happened like for months. Like it wasn't just like that week, right? Like it kept going on. Like he broke his dick having sex, and then many things after that where he just constantly bled out of his dick. What have to be? No, we have one more voicemail. You have to sit through this one. You have to sit through this one. We'll play it. We'll end the blood talk.
I can't believe this.
Question for you here: what is one of the funniest or weirdest drunk tells that somebody you know has?
I mean, I would say when John has to piss every 45 seconds, but he does it when he's sober.
Had, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 too many bourbons. He will really drive down everyone's throat how much soul Chris Stapleton has. Most of the time, my parents
like
be talking, drinking, playing games, whatever. Music's almost always on in the background. More times than not, a Chris Stapleton Pandora station. And the music will suddenly get louder, and my dad will tell everybody to be quiet and just listen to him sing and say how much soul he has. And I mean, he'll get in like, God, man, listen, he's got soul. Like, he'll get into it. So yeah, that's his tell. Anything crazy that anybody you know has like that?
Mine's not crazy. It's also my dad. My dad, no, seriously. My dad says no, seriously.
All the time. Yeah.
And,
but like
I remember just like driving him home from games and stuff. I was like, when I was 16, I was
when he was drunk.
I was the designated driver where he'd have a few beers.
I thought you meant your games for some reason.
No.
First thing I thought of was like,
we go to the Pats brew and shit like that, and it's just like everything. Because when someone's drunk and you're sober, you're kind of like, ha ha ha. You give him like the courtesy laugh.
Yeah.
And he'd be, no, seriously.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
He's a big no seriously guy.
I try not to like call people on that though, because I know that I do those things. Yeah. Not even drunk. I just find these crutches. The other day I said apparently on in a 1 Minute Man video like 7 times in a minute. Because you do it like I do it and delete it and then splice it, and I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I said it both those times. So all of a sudden I said it back to back. But I said apparently. That's my way of like introducing part of the news. I'll be like, so apparently like she shot him in the head.
Right.
And then the next slide is like, apparently she was, not even the nanny. It was blah blah blah. And apparently, I was like, shut the fuck up, man. So I try to just like let people slide on that stuff. My friends have a lot of physical drunk tells. Like I'm like, oh, you're drunk. I see your eyes, you're gone.
Yeah.
Like you're. Well, you have the text.
Text and eyes.
When John looks at his phone like this close.
Yeah.
When you hear this from Jackie.
A little. Oh yeah, or when she snorts like a dragon. Like, but that's a funny one though. Like when it's like, oh, here we go. We're gonna get like a dissertation on whatever. That's a great one. Yeah. Like the Stapleton's on. Dad's drunk.
I got a buddy talking about he's moving to Costa Rica.
Oh, it's again. These aren't drunk things. They're just my asshole friends. Like I got a friend who just forever constantly said, "I'm going to learn Mandarin and move to China," and then he would like go get Rosetta Stone and be like, I'm doing it," and then all he knows how to say is like "ni hao," "ni hao." We should li mao. It's like you know one fucking sentence in Mandarin. Get out of here. But yeah, that's a good one. I bet there's a lot of funny ones. We can have everybody tweet. We can crowdsource that one. What's your the funniest drunk tell that you or someone else has? Because there's I bet there's a lot of those out there. All right, no interview today. John's gonna go pee. Do more cocaine.
Right now, the leader in the clubhouse is probably Dick Guy. Dress Girl
best. Dress Girl. Come on.
She's got the sympathy factor.
No, but also that's just the memory. I mean, that was. If you're gonna remember a voicemail from that, the hot girl breaking up the marriage.
Yeah.
Actually, the question itself or the actual voicemail itself kind of sucked though.
I think it's a toss-up. We had two in the running right now. Send in your voicemails. Case Pirate Water, merch, the whole shebang. I believe it comes in.
We should leave that up to a vote every year, every episode.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless there's like we can make the executive decision, but we'll just put up a three-person poll and the people vote.
Yeah, they'll be poll. I think right now, I think they both get on the poll.
Whoever gets the voicemail of the week gets the Pirate Water merch and care package sent to them. So send your voicemails in. If you go to the KFC Radio social media, there'll be a link where you can submit your video. You can either show your face, not show your face, doesn't matter. Our tickets are available as well. Tickets for right now in November and a couple things in the fall. And there's a store. There's a sale in the store coming up.
No, it's not August 1st.
Okay. Well, we got a sale in the store coming up in August. Watch Out of Order tomorrow night. If you're listening to this on Tuesday, episode 5. Very funny stuff. It's Barbie, Oppenheimer, Out of Order week. This one, I feel like you're covered in blood.
This one has a lot of costumes.
Yeah, costumes that I was like, I couldn't even tell who's who.
You don't even know the judge one.
I don't know any of like anything.
Yeah.
Owen just sends me like like no description, no nothing, no context, pictures that I'm just like, whoa, I don't know what's going on here. You know? So I'm excited to watch it. So Out of Order, go to the Barstool Comedy YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to that. Follow Barstool Comedy Network on all social media. And we'll see you guys on Thursday. All right, big thanks for watching. If you made it through this whole episode, that means you should be subscribed. There's so many of you out there who watch and don't subscribe, so make sure you are a KFC Radio subscriber. Make sure you get all the content when it drops. Click that button now.
I have 9 fingers. I'm still subscribed. It's that easy.